Welcome into another American River College athletics broadcast brought to you by Stone's Radio Networks. Today we have the ARC men's baseball team taking on Solano. And now with the play-by-play, I give you Mark the Phantom Lowe.
Well, good afternoon and welcome to Beaver Field on a little bit of a breezy, what is today, Tuesday afternoon for a game between the hometown American River College Beavers and the Solano College Falcons out of Fairfield. The Falcons 5-7 coming in. The Beavers are 2-10. Jake Morrell, the left-hander for the Beavers, is on the mound to face a lineup of Falcons that includes the leadoff hitter Miles Meadows, the center fielder, and James Larson, the left fielder, and Victor Vega, the second baseman. Those will be the first three in the order for the Falcons. They'll follow that up with cleanup man Ryan Mitchell. Dylan Snyder, the catcher, bats fifth. Jackson Bates is their DH. He'll hit sixth today. Kevin Parker, the shortstop. Alex Gayala is the first baseman, and Trey Trias is the third baseman, and that rounds out the bottom third of the order. Dylan Trammell, the right-hander, on the mound for the Falcons today. Dylan is 1-0, but more importantly, Jake Morrell on the mound for the Beavers as the Falcons will come up to the plate first. Jake is making his fifth appearance of the season. No record, 0-0, a 1.98 ERA, 13 2/3 innings, 10 strikeouts, and 11 walks for Jake. And he will come out here in the first of a three-game series between these two teams. Thursday, they'll go down to Fairfield and match up again, and then back here, weather permitting, on Friday to complete. So, in a three-game series next week, in which their only home game will be next Thursday, March the 2nd. But the throw goes down to second from catcher Aiden Imperial, and we're ready to go here in the top of the first inning from Beaver Field. As we mentioned, a little breezy out here, a little overcast. Right now, the sun is shining, and here's Miles Meadows, the center fielder, leading us off. Batting .357 on the season, Mr. Meadows. He's out of Rodriguez High School down in Fairfield. Freshman outfielder, playing center today. 2 runs batted in on the season. Wearing number 1 and takes a while to dig in, standing very close to the plate against the left-hander Jake Morrell, who likes to work out of the stretch. And he does so. The first pitch of the game is right down the proverbial middle of the plate, and we are off and running in game number 13 for both teams. Both teams just concluding series against the Butte Roadrunners. The second pitch is in the dirt. Both teams dropped all 3 games of this series. The Beavers ran into 3 strong performances by Roadrunner pitchers, managed to put up only 2 runs in those 3 games. Here's the 1-1. Meadows hits it sharply to the right of shortstop into left field. That is a base hit to start the game. So Meadows show why he's hitting .357. He pounds one into left field for a base hit past the diving Darren Eels at shortstop, and that'll bring up James Larson, the left fielder. James at .231. Out of American Canyon High School. Solano also lost all 3 games of their series debut, but they made it a little bit closer. He's going to throw over to first base by Jake Morrell as Meadows had a pretty good lead over there. Victor Vega to follow as we are just getting started here from Beaver Field on the campus of American River College. Lovely Sacramento, California. The pitch to the plate shows a bunt. He bunts it down the first baseline, picked up by Morrell. Doesn't pick it up, can't pick it up, and safe at first base is Larson. That's something that hurt Morrell. Last time he pitched, he threw the ball away on 2 straight bunt attempts. This time couldn't pick it up. It'll be an error, but it'll be a sacrifice. Credited to Larson. Going to second is Meadows. And it's first and second and nobody out. And here is Victor Vega. Victor, a sophomore from American Canyon, playing second base today, hitting .283, and he shows bunt immediately. He bunts it, pops it up in the air to the left side. Morrell picks that one up, has nowhere to go, goes to first finally, and got him at first base. That is a nice play by Jake Morrell, a sacrifice for Vega. Morrell was going to go to third and try to get Meadows, couldn't do so, turned around and gunned one down to first to Willie Tatum for the first out. So runners at second and third, 1 out. Your cleanup hitter is Ryan Mitchell, a sophomore, also from American Canyon High School. Ryan at .300 with 4 runs batted in. And he's up here with runners at second and third as the Falcons try to jump out right away. First pitch, sailing fastball outside for a ball. Aiden Imperial behind the plate. For the Beavers, Willie Tatum over at first. Ryland Druck is your second baseman. Darren Eels at short, and Anthony Packard over at third. The outfield, Marcus Pavada. In left, Dominic Ott in center, and Jonas Diaz in right field. And Jake Morrell, the left-hander, on the mound. 1-0 pitch coming to Mitchell. Breaking ball caught the outside corner, called it strike one. 1 ball and 1 strike. Dylan Snyder, the catcher, on deck for the Falcons, who used a base hit, a sacrifice, couple with an error, and then another sacrifice to put runners in scoring position here. 1-1 pitch is hit high up in the air, well to left field. Going back is Babada, still going back, reaches up. Did he get it? No, he did not. It's over his head. 1 run will score. Here comes the second one. Mitchell's rounding second. He's going to stay there with a 2-run double, and the Falcons go up on top, 2-0 in the top of the first. Kept going on that one. Mitchell now with 6 runs batted in. Meadows tagged. He was going to score anyway. But Larson scored as the ball went over Babada's head and left all the way to the warning track and also out to the fence there. So Mitchell, second hit of the inning. 2 runs are in. 1 of those is earned. And here's Dylan Snyder, the catcher. 250 on the season with a home run. 13 runs batted in for Dylan Snyder. He takes one right down the middle for a strike. Oh, 0-1 to Snyder. Out of Napa High School. Dylan just a freshman. Mitchell leads off at second. Here's the 0-1. Look out. Hit him. And he will go down to first base. A breaking ball that broke way too far inside, and Snyder goes down to first. So first and second now. And here's Jackson Bates, the DH. Jackson from Benicia High School, a sophomore. Listed as an outfielder, DHing today, hitting 125 on the year. First and second, just 1 out still, 2 runs in. Check swing, and he did not go. Ball 1 on Jackson Bates. Kevin Parker, the shortstop, on deck. Morrell comes set, checks the runner at second. That one is a little bit high, so it's 2-0 on Bates. Bates with a single run batted in on the season. He's got a runner down at second base and the 2-0 count. Just getting started, top of the first. That one sails high and outside. 3 balls, no strikes. Three and 0 to Jackson Bates. Mitchell at second. He doubled in 2 runs. Snyder hit by a pitch over at first. 3-0 pitch is right down the middle, so it's 3 balls and 1 strike. Miles Meadows opened the inning with a single. Sacrificed by Larson that was misplayed by Morrell, so he reached base as well. Vega sacrificed, and then Mitchell a 2-run double. Snyder hit by a pitch, and that's where we are right now. Morrell delivers inside, bounces before it gets to Imperial. And it's ball 4 anyway, so everybody will move up. That puts Mitchell at third. It puts Snyder at second, and it puts Kevin Parker at the plate. A 302 hitter is Kevin Parker, infielder freshman out of Berkeley. He has 5 runs batted in on the season. Here's Morrell's first pitch to Parker. Just missed outside with a breaking ball, 1-0. And we're going to have a meeting at the mound here, which is, I'm sure, quicker than the Beavers would have liked it, as they're going to walk out there and talk to Jake Morrell. We'll take a little bit of a timeout here in the top of the first. Right now, it is Solano 2 and the Beavers nothing.
American River College is a top-tier community college sports program that provides student-athletes with the opportunity to thrive both athletically and academically. ARC Athletics is currently ranked 5th in the state and 2nd in Northern California. With over 19 sports programs, our athletes compete with the region's best athletes. Our diverse and dedicated coaching staff helps athletes develop the skills necessary to compete at the next level. Start your community college athletics journey with us. American River College, Sacramento's best athletic program. Go Beavers.
Now back to the action right here on Stones Radio Networks.
Meaning the mound is over, and here's Morrell delivering 1-0 to Parker. He hits it high up in the air center field. Ott giving ground a little bit. It'll be easily a sacrifice fly as Dominic still going with it, makes the catch. A run scores, and the throw comes into shortstop where it's cut off by Darren Eales. So a sacrifice fly by Parker. The third run of the game scores in the personage of Mr. Ryan Mitchell. Snyder moves over to third. Still at first is Jackson Bates. Parker picks up his 6th RBI of the season on a ball that really traveled. So the ball is getting up in the air today, and the wind is taking it a little bit far out there into right center field. Again, the big hitter right now, Alex Ayala, the left-hand hitting first baseman. There goes the runner. The pitch is, they're going to throw it down to second base. The tag is applied. He is safe. Staying at third was Dylan Snyder. So Bates steals second base. And it's 0-1 to Ayala. Alex is a sophomore out of Dublin High School. Comes in at .333, 2 runs batted in, 8 for 24 on the season. Left-hander against the left-hander Jake Morrell. Check swing inside for a ball, 1-1 on Alex Ayala. Trey Triaz on deck, the third baseman, the number 9 hitter. Morrell comes set, checks the sign, 1-1 pitch, breaking ball high up in the air center field. Coming in is Ott, going out is Druck, and Druck's going to get it in short center field for the third out. So 3 runs, 2 hits, and 2 left. We go to the bottom of the first. It's the Falcons 3 and the Beavers coming to bat.
American River College is a top-tier community college sports program that provides student-athletes with the opportunity to thrive both athletically and academically. ARC Athletics is currently ranked 5th in the state and 2nd in Northern California. With over 19 sports programs, our athletes compete with the region's best athletes. Our diverse and dedicated coaching staff helps athletes develop the skills necessary to compete at the next level. Start your community college athletics journey with us. American River College, Sacramento's best athletic program. Go Beavers.
Here at Super Taco, we specialize in authentic Mexican food. One of the reasons we are different from other places is that we make everything from scratch. You get a great value when you come here, large portions and quality food. Our most popular dishes are many different kind of tacos. We have giant burritos, different kinds of enchiladas, and the fajita. If you're ready for real Mexican food, stop in at a Super Taco. We'd love to see you.
You're listening to coverage of ARC Athletics on Stones Radio Network.
Bottom of the first, Falcons come up with 3 in the top of the inning. Beavers will try to counter against the right-hander Dylan Trammell. He's a freshman out of Benicia, 1-0 on the season, 5.40 ERA. He's appeared in 5 games already, 10 innings, 11 hits, 7 strikeouts, and 8 walks. He'll face a lineup of Beavers that includes Dominic Ott, the center fielder, batting first, then Ryland Druck, the second baseman, and hitting third will be Evan Rice, the DH. Those are the first 3 slated here in the bottom of the first. Jonas Diaz in the cleanup spot. Then Aiden Imperial, the catcher, hits 5th. Darren Eales at shortstop, batting at the 6th position. Willie Tatum, the first baseman, 7th. Anthony Packard, the third baseman, batting 8th, and batting 9th is Marcus Babada, the left fielder. Jake Morrell, as we said, is on the mound today. And Trammell finishing up his warm-up tosses. It seems that he will go from the stretch as well as the wind picks up a little bit, blowing from left field over to right field. Kind of helped the sacrifice fly by Parker and knocked down the pop-up by Ayala. So it's acting kind of moody out there, and I think it's going to continue the entire game. As Stones McCoy goes down and adjusts his cameras because he can pan, but he can't zoom, and that to a cameraman is not good. It's very problematic. Throw goes down to second base from catcher Dylan Snyder, and we are ready to go here in the bottom of the first. Dominic Ott, the sophomore out of Wood Creek, hitting at a .277 clip, will be the first hitter for the Beavers. 1 home run and 4 batted in for the right-hand hitting center fielder. Steps in against Trammell. Kind of important, at least psychologically, for the Beavers to poke through with at least 1 here in the bottom of the first. Get back in the ball game. Ott shows bunt, takes a strike right down the middle, 0-1. Dominic, a mainstay of the Beavers from last season's team, playing in his second season. Pretty much a fixture in center field. 0-1 coming from Trammell. Hit high up in the air center field and hit well. Going back is Meadows. Still going back. It's over his head. It bounces one, hop the fence. Ott round second. He's going all the way to third. There's not even going to be a throw. That's what we call a stand-up triple by Dominic Ott. And as we said, that ball getting up in the air towards center field, it is moving. Dominic Ott hit it to the deepest part of the park, and he was a couple of feet away from getting it out of here in the deepest part of the park. And that's exactly what the doctor ordered for the Beavers is Ott triples, and here's Ryland Druck. Ryland hitting 111 so far on the season. He's out of Roseville High School. The second baseman is a freshman, and he's up here with the third and first. The third baseman, first baseman are in. Pitch is chopped down the third base line, but foul. It wouldn't have been fortuitous for Druck to get that one in fair territory because third baseman Trey Trias is playing in on the grass. That would have popped over his head. Kevin Parker's at shortstop. Victor Vega out at second, and Alex Gayala is over at first. Larson, Meadows, and Mitchell in the outfield for the Falcons. 0-1 coming up to Ryland Druck. Hits it right out towards second. That's going to get the run in, picked up by Vega and retiring Ryland Druck, but a run scores for the Beavers. So it is now 3-1. RBI for Ryland, and here's Evan Rice. Put the bat on it solid there, and Ott going right away on contact as the ball went to the right side of the infield. That's Druck's first RBI of the season, and here's Evan Rice batting at a 300 clip. Breaking ball, did that hit him? Yes, it did. Didn't break, and Rice will go down to first base, hit by a pitch. Rice out of Wood Creek. Third baseman is a freshman, and here is Jonas Diaz. Jonas from Folsom, hitting a 156 on the season. Look over at first base at Rice. Here's the pitch. He chops it right back up the middle into center field for a base hit. Rice is going to have to hold on at second base. Perfectly placed by Jonas Diaz. He's got himself a hit. Second hit of the inning for the Beavers. And with two on, here comes Aiden Imperial. The catcher out of Bear Creek High School in Stockton. 320 on the season with 5 runs batted in. So just the guy probably that Coach Jay wanted to have up here in this position. Throw back to second base. Shortstop Kevin Parker. It looked like Trammell wanted to throw. There was nobody there. He threw it anyway, kind of a blooper, and Parker came in there and got it, returned it to him. So we're ready to go again. Here's Imperial. Rice at second, Diaz at first. That's a pitch high out of the strike zone. 1 ball and no strikes. Watching Rice on that single to center. Not a lot of speed at second base. And Diaz over at first base after his sharp single. 1-0 to Aiden Imperial. That's hit line drive down the right field line, but it's going to slice foul. So good idea by Aiden Imperial, but goes foul. 1 ball, 1 strike. Darren Eels, the shortstop, on deck for ARC. Looking for win number 3 on the campaign. As we said, this is the last tune-up. This is the tune-up before Big 8 conference play starts next week, and that's always an extremely competitive conference in every sport, but especially baseball. 1-1 pitch is hit high up in the air left side. That's going to be an infield fly rule, I think. Shortstop Kevin Parker circles and makes the catch for the second out. So good out for Dylan Trammell on the mound for the Falcons, and that will bring up Darren Eels. A home run and 5 runs batted in for the shortstop out of Bear Creek, hitting at a 171 clip. He has a double. He has a home run. Up here with Rice at second, Diaz at first. Right-hander against right-hander. Pitch is swung on a missed off-speed pitch. And Eels is behind the count 0-1, trying to keep it alive for Willie Tatum, who waits on deck. Trammell from the stretch. That one is in there, called strike two. 0-2 on Darren Eels. It looks down at his third base coach. Really not a lot of answers as a coach when it's 0-2. Pretty much got to go after it. Guy has a good lead over at first. Same with Rice out at second. 0-2 pitch just misses the outside corner, which is exactly where catcher Dylan Snyder was asking for it. So Dylan Trammell to Dylan Snyder outside. 1 ball, 2 strikes on Darren Eels. Wind continues to pick up a little bit, as we said, blowing kind of out towards center field from left to right out there. Breaking balls, sliced to right field. That is reached up. A great catch out there in right field. That was Ryan Mitchell who came over on that ball. Would have got past Mitchell. That would have gone all the way to the fence. 1 run, 2 hits, and 2 left at the end of 1. It's the Falcons 3 and the Beavers 1.
Oh, I love baking. I've been doing it my whole life. Grateful Bread was started because I needed the job. Personally, the most rewarding part is about eating it. It always used to seem like bread was just an afterthought, and which was always kind of disappointing. But now, as not only people, foodies and people eating, they're expecting better quality, and people notice it, they can see it.
American River College is a top-tier community college sports program that provides student athletes with the opportunity to thrive both athletically and academically. ARC Athletics is currently ranked 5th in the state and 2nd in Northern California. With over 19 sports programs, our athletes compete with the region's best athletes. Our diverse and dedicated coaching staff helps athletes develop the skills necessary to compete at the next level. Start your community college athletics journey with us. American River College, Sacramento's best athletic program. Go Beavers.
Now back to the booth right here on Stones Radio Networks.
Top of the second from Beaver Field. Mark the Phantom Low here with Stones McCoy. The Stones Radio Network's bringing you this one on the American River College Athletics YouTube page. Trey Trias is going to start us off here in the second inning, followed by Miles Meadows and James Larson, the top of the order, 9-1-2. First pitch is in there from Morrell for a strike. Trey's at 125 on the season. Another Benicia Panther, the freshman. They used to be the Panthers. I hope they still are. 0-1 pitch is hit sharply out towards second. Druck kind of backs up, picks it up, throws to first, and has him. So Trias hit it sharply, but righted Ryland Druck at second base. 1 out, and here's Miles Meadows, who started the problems for the Beavers in the first inning, led the game off with a solid base hit to left field and later scored on a double by Ryan Mitchell. Meadows came in at .357. Freshman from Rodriguez High in Fairfield. Slightly closed stance from the right side against the left-hander Jake Morrell. That fastball is outside, 1-0. James Larson on deck. 1-0 pitch, breaking ball, check swing, and he did go, so it's 1 ball and 1 strike. Hardy crowd out here as the weather is changing like it's San Francisco or something. It's warm, it's cold, it's warm, it's cold. And if you're waiting for the canine count, that comes in the third inning with Mr. Stones McCoy, and he's been checking it out. 1-1 pitch, fastball, inside corner, call strike 2. He's been noting the various breeds of animal. Well, of dog, I mean, it is a canine count. Although if there are other animals, we'll run those down too. Somebody brings their iguana, something like that, that's cool. 1-2 pitch, Miles slams it down the right field line out of play. 1-2 to Miles Meadows. 2 runs batted in on the season for the leadoff man. As we said, .357 coming in on this one. He waits for Morrell's 1-2 pitch. Just missed that outside corner. That one a little bit further out than the called strike, so it's 2-2 on Meadows. Snack bar opening up in earnest today with game day tots and more. I mean, this is tremendous. I mean, I got to run this down. I like reading it. It makes me hungry. 2-2 pitch. Check swing on a breaking ball. Did he go? No, he did not. They asked the first base umpire, and he comes up with the wrong answer. That's too bad. For instance, line drive tots, those are plain tots. Okay, that's just the $4. What a price. What a price. That's incredible. Here's the pitch to Meadows. Breaking ball inside, he gave him a base on balls. So Meadows walks, and here's James Larson, who reached base, a sacrifice bunt that was misplayed by Morrell back in the first inning. Foul ball tots or chili and cheese sauce, that's just $5. That's another bargain. Then you got the bases loaded tots, ranch, barbecue, and bacon bits. Forget about it. Matt, the PA man, he's got those right now, and he's not even announcing people at all. Throw over to first base, and Meadows is back. He just lets people go up and bat whenever they want. He doesn't care. Then the home run tots, only $6. Pulled pork, barbecue sauce, and bacon bits. Come on, people. This is insane. Stones McCoy, get over there. Throw over to first base, and he is back in. Batter, as I said, is James Larson, but if you're in the park, you didn't hear anybody say that because they're eating tots. Morrell checks Meadows. He's getting a very good lead over at first base. Throws it back to first. That one is a little closer, but Meadows is back. Meadows with 6 stolen bases on the season. So definitely a threat to go as they've only played 12 games. Packard is about even with the bag at third. Larson waits, and they're thrown over to first again. And that time they almost got him. Willie Tatum slapping the tag on Meadows. So the tot menu, tremendous today. Absolutely. And the bargain is incredible. That's fastball high and outside. One ball and no strikes to Larson. James at 231 does have 9 runs batted in, as we said, with the sacrifice bunt back in the first. Throw over to first base again, and that time not even diving head first. Meadows is back. We're in the top of the second. Falcons lead this one 3-1. There goes Meadows. The pitch is outside. Imperial's throw is going to be a little on the wrong side, and nice backup by Druck as the ball got past the shortstop Eels, but Meadows was going to be safe anyway. It's a clean steal of second. So Meadows in scoring position. A 2-ball, no-strike count now on James Larson. Victor Vega, the second baseman, will follow Larson. 2-0 pitch, breaking ball, misses the outside corner. 3 balls and no strikes. Trey Trias opened the inning with a ground out. Then Meadows worked a walk, stole second, and Larson now had 3 balls and no strikes. Outside, ball 4. So first and second, that is the third base on balls from Morrell. He's also hit a batter. And here's Victor Vega, who sacrificed his first time up. Moving runners from first and second to second and third with just 1 out. He's 283, 3 runs batted in. For the second baseman out of American Canyon, the sophomore. Morrell looks back at Meadows. Meadows is going. No, they've got him picked off. The throw to third, though. The tag is applied. Did they get him? I didn't see if the umpire made the did he give him? Okay, I didn't know if he got him at third base, but Meadows is picked off at second and thrown out, trying to steal third. Moving down to second base is Larson, but that's a big out for the Beavers. Goes 1-5. So he took off just a little too soon, and Morrell spun around, saw that he wasn't at second, and barely got it to third in time. Anthony Packard making the reach tag for the second out. Larson down at second, still Vega up here. First pitch is inside to Victor Vega. 1 ball, no strikes. He's followed by Ryan Mitchell, who had a 2-run double back in the first. Beavers need to take advantage of the break they just got with the picked off runner. Here's the pitch. There's a little blooper up the middle, cut off by Eels. Eels gets over to first. Tatum, did he get it? No, he dropped it, and the runner's coming around from third. He's going to score. So Eels made the play, threw it over to first base, and couldn't handle it over there, and coming all the way around is James Larson to give them their 4th run of the ball game. I'm going to have to go to my official scorekeeper to get a handle on that one. So my preliminary indications is error at first base on the throw. Mitchell will take a ball outside. Vega's down at first base. So no RBI for Vega on that one. Here's the pitch. That's hit up in the air to right center field, and nobody's going to get that one. Vega will score easily as the ball's all the way to the fence. The throw comes in, and Vega rounds third. He is going to score without a throw. It is another double this time for Mitchell, his 3rd RBI of the game, and it's now 5-1 in favor of the Falcons. So the misplay on the Vega blooper, followed by Mitchell's 2nd double of the game, 5-1. First hit of the inning right there, as the Falcons have 5 runs on 3 hits. And here's Dylan Snyder, who was hit by a pitch his first time up. Right-handed catcher. It's a line drive into left field. That's a base hit. Mitchell's going to round third. The ball's picked up by Babada out and left. His throw's going to come all the way to the plate, cut off, and throw back to second base, but not in time. It's an RBI single for Snyder, and another run scored makes it 6-3 in favor of the Falcons. That one spanked into left field. Nice job by Babada to try to get it in, but cut off and thrown back to second, not in time. Snyder advances to second on that throw. And here is Jackson Bates, who got a base on balls his first time up. 6-1 in favor of the Falcons. 3 in the first, 3 here in the second. Fastball, down low for a ball. Left-hander Morel against the right-hander Jackson Bates. That one is just a little high for a ball. 2 balls and no strikes. Snyder leads at second base. Picked up his 14th run batted in. That's it high up in the air. Druck's going out for second, but Ott's coming in center field, and Dominic Ott makes the play. 3 runs, 2 hits, and 2 left at the end of 1.5. It's the Falcons 6 and the Beavers 1.
American River College is a top-tier community college sports program that provides student-athletes with the opportunity to thrive both athletically and academically. ARC Athletics is currently ranked 5th in the state and 2nd in Northern California. Team sports programs, our athletes compete with the region's best athletes. Our diverse and dedicated coaching staff helps athletes develop the skills necessary to compete at the next level. Start your community college athletics journey with us. American River College, Sacramento's best athletic program. Go Beavers.
Here at Super Taco, we specialize in authentic Mexican food. One of the reasons we are different from other places is that we make everything from scratch. You get a great value when you come here, large portions and quality food. Our most popular dishes are many different kind of tacos. We have giant burritos, different kinds of enchiladas, and the fajita. If you're ready for real Mexican food, stop in at a Super Taco. We'd love to see you.
Now, back with the play-by-play right here on Stones Radio Network.
Bottom of the second as we argue about tots up here in the booth. 6-1 in favor of the Falcons. And I have to say, Matt, the PA guy, just offered us some of his tots. That was very nice of him. And might signal that he's ready to get back to work finally. Although I can't blame him for taking advantage of the fare offered by the snack bar downstairs, which is in full operation. Although, again, Stones McCoy, who was taken off again for some reason, was kind of the hero before the game. I'll let him recount the story of how he saved the entire snack bar. But we'll start off with the bottom of the second. Here's Willie Tatum. He's followed by Anthony Packard and Marcus Pabada. as the Falcons have put up 6 runs in the first 2 innings. The Beavers won in the first. They're going to have to pull out the hitting shoes today. And here's Tatum. Swing and a miss on the first offering from Dylan Trammell. Willie, a 6'3" sophomore out of Grant High School. Wearing number 1 for the Beavers. Hitting at 114 on the season. That's high for a ball, 1-1 on Willie Tatum. 2 teams meet again on Thursday down in Fairfield, and then they're back here Friday, a 2 p.m. first pitch for that one as well. Come on out to Beaver Field and check it out, or check it out on the American River College Athletics YouTube. Presented by the Stones Radio Networks, ball 2 on Willie Tatum. Two balls, 1 strike, opening up the bottom of the second inning here. That's in the dirt, ball 3. So Tatum just trying to get on base as the Falcons have 6 runs on 4 hits. Beavers have committed 2 errors in the first 2 innings, and both were instrumental in a couple of runs being scored. So the 3-1 coming to Willie Tatum. Trammell delivers it, chopped out towards shortstop, picked up by Parker, and then he bobbles it, and they're going to not have a play on Willie Tatum. So an error on the shortstop brings Willie Tatum 90 feet down the line. He's at first base, and here's Anthony Packard. Anthony, the freshman out of Colfax, hitting at 200 with 4 runs batted in. Pretty much settled in as the regular third baseman for the Beavers this season. He steps in here with Tatum down at first base. First error of the game by the Falcons. Anthony with his Beastie Boys walk-up song. I think Marcus Babada on deck is the one that has Bon Jovi, so it's a tremendous 1-2 punch. Tatum leads at first. Here's the pitch. Packard shows bunts at it, but it goes back to the screen, so it's 0-1 on Anthony Packard. Dylan Trammell, the right-hander, the freshman out of Benicia, on the mound for the Falcons today. Dylan's 6th appearance this season, 1-0 with a 5.40 ERA. He's got Tatum over at first base via the error. And as the sun is shining again, here's the next pitch to Packard. Anthony chops it over to the third baseman's head. That's into left field for a base hit. Tatum's going to round second. He's thinking about it, and then he's going to stay at second as James Larson comes in and picks it up. We talked about the third baseman, Treyas, who's playing in on the ball. Of course, he had Packard, who had showed bunt on the first pitch. And Packard came back, bounced it over his head, so something going on for the Beavers. They have 3 hits now. They have runners at first and second. Here's Marcus Babada, the left fielder, batting at 182 on the year. Is up here in a situation to do some damage. Let's see what Coach Jay has up his sleeve as they're ready to turn it over to Dominic Ott after Marcus. Packard at first, Tatum at second. Well, he was rounding second, was thinking about going, but Larson closing fast on that one, so Tatum decided to be. There's the first pitch. Is outside. They're throwing behind Tatum at second base, and it hit Willie, and if it didn't, it might have had a chance of getting him because it was a good throw by Snyder, but just a little bit to the shortstop side of second and hit Tatum going back in, and so they're going to give Willie a chance to kind of shake that one off, shake the dirt out of the pants, and shake off the ball hitting him. The pitch was called a ball as Babada did square. Trias at third. It squares again. He bunts it down the third base line. Nice bunt picked up by Trammell. Goes to first base. I don't think he got him. No, he did not. That is a base hit and a sacrifice for Marcus Babada as he put it in the perfect spot. The third baseman did not come in, so coming off the mound was Trammell. And he could not get there in time. Babada, the left-handed hitter. So now we've got the bases loaded. We've got nobody out, and we've got Dominic Ott, who came about, I'm going to say, 10 feet away from hitting it out of here in center field his first time up. An error and 2 singles, and we have the bases loaded. Here's the pitch. Line drive, center field, base hit, 1 run scores. Here's the second one. It's going to come around Packard. The throw's going to go to third. Going around to third is Babada. That's a 2-run single for Dominic Ott. All of a sudden, it's a 6-3 ball game in favor of the Falcons. Tatum scoring, Packard scoring, Babada all the way to third. Dominic Ott getting his 5th and 6th runs batted in, and now we're going to have the Solano Falcons go out and have a meeting at the mound, so we'll step away from all the excitement. We're in the bottom of the second. Falcons lead this one 6-3.
Oh, I love baking. I've been doing it my whole life. Grateful Bread was started because I needed the job. Personally, the most rewarding part is about eating it. It always used to seem like bread was just an afterthought, and which was always kind of disappointing. But now, as not only people, foodies and people eating, they're expecting better quality, and people notice it, they can see it.
Now, back with the play-by-play right here on Stones Radio Network.
Ryland Druck stepping in, runners at first and third. Ryland grounded to second, got himself an RBI back in the first. He's up here with still nobody out. 3 hits in the inning, 1 error. Runners at first and third, and the throw goes over to first, and Dominic Ott is back. Druck out of Roseville, the freshman, playing second base today for ARC. Right-hander against right-hander. Dylan Trammell comes set again. Looks over to third to Babada, but he's worried about Ott over at first. Here's the pitch. There goes Dominic. Druck showed bunt, pulled it back, and the catcher Snyder bluffs a throw down to second base and does not make it. So Ott is at second with the stolen base, and Druck with runners now at second and third. Still nobody out here in an inning that started with an error on the shortstop, then a single by Packard. Babada tried to sacrifice and bunt. Got himself a bunt single as well, and then Ott a 2-run single to plate Tatum and Packard. 1-0 on Druck. He chops that one out towards shortstop. Runners are moving. Parker picks it up and guns it across the diamond, so it's a second straight ground out for Ryland Druck that yields a run for the Beavers. Ryland's driven in 2 today. Babada scores. Ott moving on the hit. Went over to third, so he's in scoring position 90 feet away, and here's Evan Rice, who was hit by a pitch his first time up, and now it's a 6-4 ball game in favor of the Falcons. Rice at 300 on the season. Out of Wood Creek, the freshman. Breaking ball hit sharply down to third. Handled right there by the third baseman. One bounce to throw to first. It gets through the first baseman. It's a throwing error on Trias, and coming in to score is Dominic Ott, going to second, and no throw is made. Second error of the inning, so it'll be no RBI for Rice, but still scoring is Ott. It's now a 6-5 game, and Evan Rice finds himself out around at second base. And that'll bring up Jonas Diaz. That ball hit sharply, but it's hit right to third base bag. Diaz picked it up, threw it on the ground. It didn't really take a hop to first. It skidded under the glove of Axcaela over there. And here's Jonas Diaz. Second error of the inning for the Falcons. Both teams now with 2, and they have factored into a lot of the runs, the 11 runs scored in this game already. Pitch to Diaz in the dirt, bounces away. On his horse, moving over to third is Rice, and he's going to make it. That's a wild pitch. Evan moves over to third. He's 90 feet away. It's nice to see, when you're at a baseball game, it's nice to see people coming back from the snack bar with goodies. Not even tater tots. I don't know what they're getting. I don't know what else they're offering. I know taquitos. Jones McCoy turning the menu over to see if there's more offerings. Check swing, and no, did not go. So Jonas ahead 2-0 in the count. 156 coming in, a sharp single his first time up. Right back up the middle. And he's got the tying run, if I did my math right, over there at third base. Takes high and outside. That's a ball, 3-0. Aiden Imperial on deck. Still just 1 out. That one is taken on the inside corner for a strike, 3-1. I sensed that Jonas may have had the green light on that one. That was a little bit on the inside part of the plate. Maybe he didn't want to turn on it anyway. That one's hit high up in the air, left center field. Going back, the center fielder reaches up and makes the catch, but it's very much deep enough for the run to score, and we got ourselves a tie ball game on a sacrifice fly by Jonas Diaz. 5 runs for the Beavers here in the second. Jonas really got hold of that one. So he hits the sacrifice fly, and we are all knotted up at 6, and here's Aiden Imperial. Jonas hit that in the right part of the ballpark for that little wind to take it, but not quite far enough. Imperial takes high for a ball, 1-0. Activity just getting started, it looks like, down in the bullpen. Number 22, that is Gregory Ryan, a freshman out of Wilsey Wood High School. The pitch. Imperial takes outside corner, call strike 1. 1 ball and 1 strike on Aiden, the catcher out of Bear Creek. Going to get 320 coming in today. Popped out back in the first, so he is 0 for 1. 1-1 coming from Trammell. Hit sharply to third, picked up by Trias. He takes his time across the diamond. It's low again. This time it's scooped up over at first by Alex Gala. Good play by Gala at first base, and Imperial is retired, but not before 5-run score on 3 hits. We're going to the top of the third. Hits all even. Everybody's got 6.
Oh, I love baking. I've been doing it my whole life. Grateful Bread was started because I needed the job. Personally, the most rewarding part is about eating it. It always used to seem like bread was just an afterthought, and which was always kind of disappointing. But now, as not only people, foodies and people eating, they're expecting better quality, and people notice it, they can see it.
Here at Super Taco, we specialize in authentic Mexican food. One of the reasons we are different from other places is that we make everything from scratch. You get a great value when you come here, large portions and quality food. Our most popular dishes are many different kind of tacos. We have giant burritos, different kinds of enchiladas, and the fajita. If you're ready for real Mexican food, stop in at a Super Taco. We'd love to see you.
Now back to the Phantom right here on Stones Radio Network.
Top of the third, 6 for the Falcons, 6 for the Beavers, and I will call the great Stones McCoy to the microphone and ask him, Stones, I alluded to it earlier. First of all, the snack bar is tremendous today.
Yes, it is.
It's incredible. And I witnessed this, you actually saved the snack bar.
I had to. I mean, the hot dog roller?
Yeah,
you know that thing?
Oh, yeah.
Makes all the good hot dogs
They
here.
wanted to turn it on. Now, it hasn't been used a lot because they just started the snack bar last game, right?
Yeah, after about 3-year hiatus.
Yeah, so they haven't been doing it. So what happened?
So it just kept flipping the breaker. Nobody could find the breaker. I found the breaker. We flipped it. It kept flipping again. I told her, hey, we need a bigger gauge wire. And she looked at me like I was crazy, ran out to the truck, grabbed it, brought it in.
Wow.
We got hot dogs,
Maybe
baby.
she was the hero.
We got hot dogs.
We got hot dogs, and we've got all kinds of stuff. Thank you, Stones McCoy. We'll come back and talk a little bit about an event that happened this past Saturday that Stones and I are invested in. We will talk about that, but I just want the man who saved the snack bar, Stones McCoy. Kevin Parker starts us off in the third. A newly even game here at 6-6. Jake Morrell still back on the mound. Parker with a sacrifice fly drove in a run back in the first. He has 6 runs batted on the season. Now he takes that one outside for a ball. So, yeah, we'd actually witnessed the snack bar. I think it was last game or the game before they showed it to us. Nobody been in there for a long time, and it did look like The Walking Dead. That is a ball. Or The Last of Us, I guess we'll have to be more current. But they got it going. And when you come out to Beaver Field, you got to go downstairs and check out what, for my money, is the most best value snack bar I've ever seen. I mean, like you said, Matt's still working over on his tots over there. It's been 3 innings. Next pitch is in there for a strike. Of course, he shouldn't have gone for the pulled pork barbecue sauce and bacon bits. He said he just had a hot dog before he came. And maybe that's not a smart move. Outside, ball 4. So Parker starts off the third inning with a walk. And here's Alex Ayala, the first baseman. Popped up his first time up, so he is 0 for 1. Or number 6 out of Dublin High School down in the Bay Area. Left-hander against left-hander. Parker over at first base, and they're going to throw over there. Try to keep Parker close. Give Aiden Imperial a chance to throw him out if he chooses to go. Didn't even mention 6 taquitos for $5. I mean, who's making the prices down there in 1957? Shows a bunt. He bunts it down the first base line to Tatum. Willie's going to flip it to the second baseman, Druck, covering. Nicely played by the Beavers, but nicely done by Alex Gayala. A sacrifice bunt goes 3-4. Moving on to second is Kevin Parker. And here's Trey Trias. Trey Trias, number 21. Freshman out of Benicia. Runner at second and 1 out here, top of the third. Pitch to the plate down low for a ball, 1-0. Top of the order, Miles Meadows to follow Trey Trias. 1 ball, no strikes. Parker leads at second. Here's the pitch. That's hit out to left field. Is going to be in front. Yes, it is. Of the left fielder, Babada. He throws it and it's cut off, so it's a line drive single. Having to stop at third is Parker, as Babada's on the ball quickly. So Trias with the base hit, his first of the game. And first and second, 5th hit of the game for the Falcons. Here's Miles Meadows, who singled and walked, so he is 1 for 1. Scored in the first, but was picked off in the second, as he was on second trying to steal third, and Morrell stepped off, threw it behind him, and the throw got over to third base, and he was out. Meadows takes that first pitch down low. Parker at third, Trias at first. 6-6, we're in the top of the third. Fastball misses the outside corner, 2-0. Jake Morrell, the left-hander, is just a freshman out of Whitney. Comes in here, no record, 0-0, but a 1.98 ERA. 2-0 pitch to Meadows is inside. Jake, 10 strikeouts, 11 walks before coming in here. I think he has 5 walks so far in this one. He has also hit a batter. Beavers have made 2 errors. Still find themselves in a 6-6 tie here. Just the top of the third, 3-0 pitch. Meadows takes it right down the middle, 3-1 on Miles Meadows. Freshman out of Rodriguez High School down in Fairfield. James Larson to follow. The 3-1 pitch is chopped over to third. Packard's going to get it. He's going to have to go to first, and he does. They get Meadows, but scoring on the play is Parker. So it's an RBI ground out for Meadows. His 3rd run batted into the season. It's now 7-6 in favor of the Falcons, and going down to second is Larson. And I think Packard thought about coming home to try to get Parker, but he took the sure thing early in the game. You want to get that out. And here is Larson, who was reached on an error and walked. He scored twice. Inside with a fastball. So Trias down at second base. Parker scores the run, and Meadows gets the run batted in. Victor Vega waiting on deck. Thank all of you who are checking us out on the American River College Athletics YouTube page or Stones Radio Network's YouTube. That was low and inside. If you're checking us out on American River College, go ahead and subscribe so you're notified whenever we're going live with an American River sporting event. Trying to build up that subscriber base. We thank you for checking in. 2-0, and if you want to go ahead and support Stones Radio Networks, you can subscribe to both, which is a great idea. 2-0 pitch is a little chopper. Is Packer going to get that one? Yes, he does. And Anthony with a nice play over to Tatum, and Willie puts the tag on. So good play by the infield there. 1 run, 1 hit, and 1 left. The end of 2.5. It's the Falcons 7 and the Beavers 6.
Beat by DJ Stones.
Now, back with the play-by-play right here on Stones Radio Network.
Bottom of the third, Falcons lead at 7-6. Dylan Tremble back on the mound for Solano. He'll face Darren Eels, Willie Tatum, and Anthony Packard. 6, 7, and 8 for the Beavers here in the third. Darren Eels fly to right his first time. Like we got a substitution at third base. Stones is telling me it's number 9. That is Benny Burns out of Albany. So he's taking over at third base. Here's the pitch. It's hit sharply. Big hop out towards second base. Vega has it. Backs up a step, throws to first, and retires Eels at first base. So Darren's hit the ball well twice, has nothing to show for it. And here's Willie Tatum, who reached on an error to start off a 5-run bottom of the second for the Beavers. Willie so 0 for 1, but has scored a run. Up here against Dylan Trammell. So Benny Peluso Burns is at third base. Parker at short, Vega at second, and Gala over at first. That's hit sharply right out toward Parker. Bounces up, he throws it across the diamond, gets him off the bag, but tagged by Gala at first base, so Tatum is retired. So a little wayward throw, nice play over at first base by Alex Gala, and that'll bring up Anthony Packard. Bounce a single into left field, his first time up back in the second, later scored a run. So Beavers in danger of going down 1-2-3 here in the third. They trail at 7-6. Packard shows bunt, pulls it back, and it's a strike. 0-1 on the freshman out of Colfax. No balls, 1 strike. Big right-hand hitting Packard. Hits that one down the third baseline, but that is foul. So it's 0-2 on Anthony Packard. Wearing number 12, no, American River College Beavers. They got the white on today. Kansas City Royal-like blue for the Falcons from Solano College. So named by Stones McCoy. Fastball is outside. It's not Dodger blue, he said. It's Royals blue. Because if it was Dodger blue, there would have been a problem. They do have gray and blue pinstripe pants, which is not Dodgers. So that's good. Okay. 1-2 to Packard. High fly ball center field. Moving over is Meadows. Still moving over, reaches up and makes the catch in pretty deep right center field for the third out. So 1-2-3 for Trammell in the bottom of the third. We go to the top of the fourth. It's the Falcons 7, the Beavers 6.
American River College is a top-tier community college sports program that provides student athletes with the opportunity to thrive both athletically and academically. ARC Athletics is currently ranked 5th in the state and 2nd in Northern California. With over 19 sports programs, our athletes compete with the region's best athletes. Our diverse and dedicated coaching staff helps athletes develop the skills necessary to compete at the next level. Start your community college athletics journey with us. American River College, Sacramento's best athletic program. Go Beavers.
Here at Super Taco, we specialize in authentic Mexican food. One of the reasons we are different from other places is that we make everything from scratch. You get a great value when you come here, large portions and quality food. Our most popular dishes are many different kind of tacos. We have giant burritos, different kinds of enchiladas, and the fajita. If you're ready for real Mexican food, stop in at a Super Taco. We'd love to see you.
Now back to the action right here on Stones Radio Network.
Top of the fourth, getting ready to go here. Beavers trail at 7-6. Want to take a second just to thank everybody who supported American River College. They're going to the Alumni Association crab feed this past Saturday. All the proceeds raised support the ARC student athletes. So thank you everyone who was out there and making Steve Roberson very happy as he put a lot of work into that event. And, if all I could see off my social media platforms was that it was a rollicking good time. Here's Victor Vega on a sacrifice and on an error. Actually had a sacrifice and was reached on an error, so he's 0 for 1. Scored a run back in the second. 283 for the second baseman, and he takes in the dirt for a ball, 1 ball and 1 strike out of American Canyon High School. 3 runs batted in on the season for Victor. That's a big chopper out toward shortstop. Eels has to wait for it. Gets it over to first. Nice job by Darren Eels to get Vega by a step at first base. Big chopper, and Darren charging it, throwing on the run. Vega is out for the first out, and here's Mr. Ryan Mitchell, who is 2 for 2 with 2 doubles and 3 runs batted in. Came in at 300 with 4 runs batted in, so now is 7 and a little bit over 300. He hits it high up in the air, right field, slicing. It will be foul. Jonas Diaz just gives it a little glance as it goes over and almost hits a bunch of people pushing the baby carriage down there. That's not good. Watch it, Ryan Mitchell. Do not do that again. Hits that one sharply into the hole, left field, base hit. So Mitchell on fire, 3 for 3. 6th hit for the Falcons, and that will bring up Dylan Snyder, who was hit by a pitch in the first. RBI single to left in the second. So Dylan 1 for 1, 250 coming in. Picked up RBI number 14 back in the second inning. Has a home run as well for the Falcons. Big lead at first by Ryan Mitchell. Morrell goes over there as he heard me say that. Actually, I think the pitcher should have be getting the YouTube broadcast piped in, and so they know. Goes to the plate this time. That's lined into left field. That is foul. Luckily for the Beavers, it was, too, because it was hit well by Snyder down the line. Jackson Bates to follow. Falcons have 6 hits in this one, 7 runs. Beavers have committed 2 errors. I believe 5 walks. There's a throw over to first base and almost had Mitchell, but he gets back. Mitchell leading in first again. Looks antsy, but he doesn't go. The bunt is dropped down the third baseline. A beautiful bunt. Packard has it. He's going to not have a play. He fakes the throw and then throws back behind the runner at second base, but it's an infield single for Snyder. A beautiful bunt. He's at first. Mitchell goes down to second. And with just 1 out, here's Jackson Bates, who has walked and flied to center. Just a perfect bunt that time by Snyder. Packard had no play. Anthony tried to do the fake throw and then throw behind Mitchell at second, which was a good idea, but Mitchell not that far off. And here's Bates. That's grounded down the third baseline foul. The third base coach tried to make a sensational play, went off his hand, but good try down there. You don't see a lot of third base coaches even make that attempt down there. Mostly they're just down there thinking about stuff. They are not chicken, Stones McCoy. Jackson Bates, 0 for 1 so far today. Morrell turns around, fakes to second. Now, with all the new rules here, and that he is only allowed to do that once, I guess.
That was for that one game.
Oh, okay. That was for the one game. We get to talk to umpires. It's fascinating hearing them describe these new rules and time clocks and everything. Here's the pitch. Fouled at the plate. Might have got a piece of Aiden Imperial, but he looks fine. So it is now 0-2 on Jackson Bates. Kevin Parker to follow the shortstop. Bates out of Benicia High, a sophomore, outfielder, DHing today for the Falcons. Fouled again right off of Imperial, so it goes over toward the dugout, picked up by the on-deck hitter, Parker. And we stay 0-2. Runner at first, runner at second, 1 out here in the fourth. Falcons up 7-6. Solano 5-7 on the season. Coming off a 2-game sweep. That's hit high up in the air to the right side out of play. Beat Deanza twice in their last 2 games, so they're at 5-7. Jake Morrell working in his 4th inning, giving up 7 hits and 7 runs. taking his time getting assigned. Big hitter here is Jackson Bates. Mitchell at second leads off. Here's the pitch. Inside. He goes. The throw by Imperial. They're going to have him at third base. No, they do not. Not in time. The slides to the outside of the bag, and Mitchell steals third. Thought they had a chance to get him. Imperial, as Mitchell didn't look, he had a good jump, but not a great one. Imperial has a good arm, gunned it down there, but just too late. Staying at first base is Snyder. 1-2 now on Bates. Jake Morrell in the stretch, checks the runner at first. The pitch is down in the dirt. Nice block by Imperial. 2-2. Kevin Parker to follow. We're in the top of the fourth. Two teams meet again on Thursday down in Fairfield. Then we're back here on Friday, 2 p.m. First pitch, and Stone's just changed everything on me, changed the whole schedule. So weather-wise is going to mean that Thursday doesn't look good, so they're going to do that tomorrow in Fairfield. And we think, so it's McCoy, I think just makes those, he hasn't told anybody that yet. He has changed the schedule himself. So that's a tremendous idea. But he let everybody know, so that's it. Just make sure you tell the umpires. Here's the pitch. Runner goes. Check swing. He went and is called strike 3. So Bates is out on strikes. Snyder steals second base. 2 outs. And here's Kevin Parker, who has hit a sacrifice fly and walked. So big out right here. Coming up as Mitchell's at third, Snyder at second. Nice breaking pitch by Jake Morrell. Got Bates. Parker 302 on the season, picked up his RBI number 6 today. Here's the first pitch. High in the air, right side, out of play. Willie Tatum gives it one look. Hopefully it doesn't go over and hit that kid over there. No, the kid's fine. He's got a glove and they're playing pickle. So, I mean, that's what kids are supposed to do. Come to baseball games, you don't watch it, you go play pickle. That's what you do. 0-1 pitch. Got foul back to the screen, 0-2. So the second game of the series is tomorrow. Now we are supposed to get inclement weather later in the week too, but Stones has not changed that date yet. So we are still on target for Friday here at Beaver Field. But Stones will call each and every one of you if you leave your number. Here's the 0-2. High and outside, ball 1. It's a tentative date, we call it. Stones McCoy, he uses his vast network of connections to try to get these things. He's talking to Coach Jay before the game. I happen to know Coach Jay doesn't like him, but that's okay. 1-2 pitch. In the dirt. Nice stop again by Imperial. But Stones doesn't let that stop him. He goes ahead and gets the info that we need as a broadcast network. 2-2. Kevin Parker, a freshman from Berkeley. Coach Jay's son is the bad boy. Call him Little Jay. Here's a 2-2. Check swing on a breaking ball. That's down low and did not go. So it's 3-2 on Kevin Parker. It's called in business as a full count. Yes, we know. Little Jay played on the Rockland Little League team. Did they go to the Little League World Series? Or did they make it all the way?
They made it to the tournament.
Okay, that's pretty darn good. 3-2 pitch. Line drive, foul down the third base line. Little Jay should have had that one, but he did not. So it stays 3-2. The Bird. Birdman is here. Birdman is here. The best coverage DB in all of Northern California, I've heard. That's what I heard. 3-2 coming up. Hit sharply out towards short. Eels has it. Now he drops it. Goes around. He's going to have no play. Run will score. Third error of the game for the Beavers. No RBI for Parker. And scoring is Mitchell to make it 8-6. Going to third base is Snyder. And here is Alex Ayala. So third miscue for the Beavers. All three have really contributed to Falcons scoring. And Ayala comes up to the plate. He has popped a second and sacrificed. So he's 0 for 1. That's hit high up in the air. Short right field. Going out is Druck. He's going to have a play on it and make the catch. 1 run, 2 hits, 1 error, 2 left at the end of 3.5. It's the Falcons 8 and the Beavers 6.
American River College is a top-tier community college sports program that provides student-athletes with the opportunity to thrive both athletically and academically. ARC Athletics is currently ranked 5th in the state and 2nd in Northern California. With over 19 sports programs, our athletes compete with the region's best athletes. Our diverse and dedicated coaching staff helps athletes develop the skills necessary to compete at the next level. Start your community college athletics journey with us. American River College, Sacramento's best athletic program. Go Beavers.
I love baking. I've been doing it my whole life. Grateful Bread was started because I needed the job. Personally, the most rewarding part is about eating it. It always used to seem like bread was just an afterthought, and which was always kind of disappointing. But now, as not only people, foodies and people eating, they're expecting better quality, and people notice it.
You're listening to coverage of ARC Athletics on Stones Radio Network.
We enter the bottom of the 4th inning. Dylan Trammell still out on the mound for the Falcons. He leads at 8-6, and it'll be Marcus Babada in the top of the order, Dominic Ott and Ryland Druck. For American River, 3 in the first, 3 in the second, 1 in the third, and 1 in the fourth for the Falcons. The Beavers with 1 in the first, then 5 in the second, and they were held scoreless in the bottom of the third. Babada had a sacrifice bunt back in the second, which he beat out for a base hit. So he is technically 1 for 0, the way it works. And here is, at third base, Burns is playing up on the grass. Here's the pitch. Pop up out of play. Well, he's got a base hit, but he is not charged with an official at bat because he's credited with a sacrifice as well. So, I mean, it might be like, Christopher Nolan stuff, but he's 1 for 0. There's a strike. 1-1. As the batter who turned back time, Marcus Babada, he has a hit without an at-bat. Takes high for a ball from Trammell. 2-1 on Marcus. Dominic Ott to follow. Bottom of the 4th here at Beaver Field. Brisk Beaver Field, getting more overcast than sunshine these days. 2-1 coming. He's going to go down to the snack bar. Oh. Well, that's not what I don't think that's what it is. I'll go 2-2, but only because you said so. Remember, this is a guy who can turn back time. Takes outside corner, call, strike 3. I didn't agree with the count. I don't agree with the call. I don't agree with anything anymore. But Babada's out at first base, out for the first out, and that brings up Dominic Ott. I was going to say Stones McCoy's going to go down to the snack bar and check it out. I mean, we've been talking about it for 4 innings. It's about time we visit, since he's the guy who saved the snack bar. Here's Dominic Ott, a triple and score in the first, and a 2-run single in the second. So he 2 for 2 in this one. He lines that one right back up the middle into center field for a base hit, narrowly missing Dylan Trammell. So Ott is on fire, 3 for 3. That is the 6th hit for the Beavers, and that will bring up Ryland Druck, who has 2 groundouts and 2 RBIs in this one. So he is 0 for 2 with 2 runs batted in, his first 2 of the season. Ryland has dropped down a couple of bunts this season already, so let's see what Coach Jay is going to have him do. Ott at first base, 1 out, Evan Rice to follow. Burns up on the grass at third. Ayala holding the runner on at first. Here's Trammell's going to go to first, almost throws it away. And Ott is back. Druck, a freshman out of Roseville, stepping in. Right-handed hitter against Trammell. No activity right now in the pen for the Falcons as Trammell comes to the plate. Druck swings away, lines it into left field. It is going to make the catch out there. Nice running catch by Larson in left field on a line drive that had some topspin on it. Larson right off the shoe tops there for the out. So Druck hit it really well, and Larson made a fine play in left field. 2 outs, and that brings up Evan Rice. Rice has been hit by a pitch and reached on an error. Scored a run in the second, so he is 0 for 1 with a run scored. 300 coming in for Evan. Out of Wood Creek, the freshman. Listed as an infielder, DHing today. Ott leads at first base. Trammell comes to the plate. The runner's going. The throw to second base is on a hop, and Ott is in there with a stolen base. So Dominic Ott steals second base, puts himself in scoring position. The pitch was called a ball, and it's 1-0 on Evan Rice. Jonas Diaz to follow if Evan can keep things going for the Beavers here in the bottom of the fourth. They trail it 8-6. Beavers with 6 hits in this one. 3 of those hits by Dominic Ott. 1-0 coming to Evan Rice. High fly ball. Short left center field. Shortstop's going back. Parker calling everybody off and makes the catch for the out. So a hit, runner left, no runs for the Beavers in the fourth. We go to the top of the fifth. Falcons 8, Beavers 6.
Oh, I love baking. I've been doing it my whole life. Grateful Bread was started because I needed the job. Personally, the most rewarding part is about eating it. It always used to seem like bread was just an afterthought, and which was always kind of disappointing. But now, as not only people, foodies and people eating, they're expecting better quality, and people notice it, they can see it.
Now back to the action right here on Stones Radio Network.
Top of the fifth, new pitcher Julian Blackwell, the sophomore, Menlo Valley, comes in. He making his second pitching appearance. He came on against Butte in one of the Jake Morrell. Jake with 4 innings pitched, 7 hits, 8 runs. I have to check and see how many of those were earned, as there were a couple. Benny Burns will be the first hitter, number 9, who came on for Trias, the third baseman. Burns, an infielder, a sophomore from Albany. Left-handed hitting third baseman. Trias was 1 for 2 while he was in there. Now Blackwell, the problem is he's wearing a blue glove, and I don't think they're going to allow that on the mound. So he's got to come in and get a new glove. As we mentioned, he came on in a game against Butte last week that was out of reach, and they brought in Julian to pitch an inning, and he really looked good in that inning, striking out 2 of the 3 batters that he faced. So he gets a chance here And the game is 8-6 in the top of the fifth. Burns will be followed by the top of the order. That's Miles Meadows and James Larson. So 9-1-2 for the Falcons here in the fifth. As it's a little chillier. Stone says it's going to rain soon, but, I choose not to believe him. So Burns, a left-hand hitter, settles in. Blackwell from the windup. First pitch is right down the middle for a strike. Burns at 250 on the season for the Falcons. Swing and a miss at another fastball. Just 1 out of 4, so just 4 at-bats for Benny. Quickly behind 0-2 to Julian Blackwell. Sophomore infielder. Swing and a miss. Got him on strikes. So Burns is out on strikes. 1 away here, and then the top of the order, Miles Meadows, who has singled, walked, and grounded out. He has scored a run. He's driven in a run. Rodriguez picked up his 3rd run batted into the season and his 7th stolen base of the season. Blackwell's pitch is down low for a ball, 1-0. 1 ball, no strikes on Meadows. 1 out here in the top of the fifth. Falcons 8, Beavers 6. Falcons have scored in every inning so far. 3 in the first, 3 in the second, 1 in the third, and 1 in the fourth. That's also in the dirt from Blackwell. 2-0. James Larson, the left fielder, to follow. As we have the top of the Falcons order. Blackwell again from the windup. Fastball just misses that inside corner. Meadows, obviously, you don't want to put him on base. A threat to steal with those 7 stolen bases, including 1 today. And that is ball 4. So a 4-pitch walk after a 3-pitch strikeout. Meadows is down at first base, and that will bring up Larson, who reached on an error, walked, and grounded out.
Number 14, left fielder James Larson.
Fifth walk. That's a strike in there to Larson. 5th walk and a hit batter for Beaver pitchers here today. Larson, 231 coming in, picked up. He has 9 runs batted in. Packard is in at third. Blackwell is going to step off and throw to first to try to keep Meadows close over there. Larson has scored 2 runs today. 0 for 2 officially. Next pitch is high for a ball. 1-1 to Larson. Meadows now getting a good lead over at first base. Blackwell to the plate. That's also high. Throw down to first base, try to put the tag on Meadows, but not in time. So Blackwell not really used to pitching with the guy on base. Stones McCoy has got to take a picture of that concoction and put it out so people can see what it is we're enjoying for a very low price here at Beaver Field. Larson takes an off-speed pitch, a beautiful-looking pitch in there for a strike, 2-2. 2 balls and 2 strikes on the left-hand hitting left fielder who just made a nice catch in the bottom of the 4th. That's in the dirt, and the runner goes. Blackwell worried about Meadows. Meadows gets the stolen base on a ball that was in the dirt, so it's 3-2 now on James Larson. Imperial goes out to talk to Julian Blackwell, as we mentioned. You know, just took up this pitching thing a little while ago, so not used to having a runner on base. But a big pitch right here to Larson. Meadows leading at second. Darren Eels trying to keep him close out there. Larson, left-handed hitter in the crouch. Here's the 3-2 coming from Julian Blackwell. Line drive into right field. That's down for a base hit in front of Diaz. Picks it up. Meadows, no, he drops it. Now they're going to wave Meadows around. He's going to score. Looked like he was going to hold up at third base, but he scored when the ball was misplayed in right field. And it's a single for Larson, but it's not an RBI because of the misplay on right field. The runner had been held at third base. So Larson singles, Meadows scores. And that will bring up Victor Vega, the second baseman. Sacrifice, reached on an error, and grounded out. Blackwell's pitch is in there for a strike. 0-1 on Vega, 9-6 in favor of the Falcons. Another breaking ball, but that misses high. 1-1. Eight hits now for the Falcons. Throw over to first base, and the runner is back. So we start out, Burns struck out, then Meadows walked, stole second. Larson singled to right. Meadows scored. As another breaking pitch, the slider's in there for a strike. So it's 1-2 now on Vega. He's followed by Ryan Mitchell, who is 3 for 3 so far today with 3 runs scored and 3 runs batted in. 1-2 pitch. Fastball moves him off the plate inside. So it's 2-2. Blackwell has a little bit of heat on that thing. 2 balls, 2 strikes to Vega. Right-handed hitter against the right-hander Blackwell. That one outside, and Imperial throws down to first base again, but it's a little too late to get James Larson, and now we're in another full count situation. 3 balls, 2 strikes on Victor Vega. That's fouled off as the runner was going. Get a new baseball out to Julian Blackwell. On in relief of Jake Morrell, who went the first 4 innings for the Beavers here today. The left-hander out of Whitney, the freshman. And now it's got the sophomore, Julian Blackwell, on the hill. Three-two pitch. Breaking ball's lined into right field for a base hit. Rounding second is Larson. He's going to go all the way to third. The throw's cut off, throwing it. Now they've got the runner in a rundown. Running him back is Packard. Tatum's going to chase him. Tatum stops. He throws it to the plate, and they're not going to get anybody as the throw goes back to third. So Vega gets the single. He's at second base. Over at third now is Larson. They had him in the rundown, but Tatum decided he was going to throw it home because he saw Larson making a play for home. But unfortunately now for the Beavers, not only are they runners at second and third, but Ryan Mitchell's at the plate. Mitchell came in hitting 300, but he's got 2 RBI doubles and a single. So he is 3 for 3. He's up here now with runners at second and third and just 1 out in the 5th inning. Swing and a miss at a fastball. 0-1 on Mitchell. Sophomore from American Canyon. Blackwell from the stretch now. Breaking ball on the inside corner, call strike 2. So a couple of good pitches from Julian Blackwell puts him ahead of Ryan Mitchell 0-2, and the big right fielder kind of thinks about it and settles back in. It's got a close stance pretty close to the plate for Mitchell. 0-2 coming. Line drive up the middle, base hit center field. 1 run will score. Ott's coming up with the ball. The throw is going to be cut off. Staying at third is Vega. Larson scores. Mitchell's now 4 for 4 with 4 runs batted in. Vega stays at third. Second run of the inning for the Falcons. They lead it now 10-6. And that brings up Dylan Snyder.
Number 2, the catcher, Dylan Snyder.
Snyder has been hit by a pitch, had an RBI single and a regular single, so he is 2 for 2 with a run batted in. That's his 14th run batted in on the season. He's up here with Mitchell at first, Vega over to third. 2 runs in and 1 out here. That's hit down the third baseline. Packer gives chase, but it's out of play. 0-1 on Snyder. Jackson Bates to follow the DH. We are in the top of the 5th. That's a high fastball. It's going to go over the catcher's head coming in from third is vacant. He will score on a wild pitch. Third run of the inning for the Falcons. They jump out to an 11-6 lead. They had the lead 6-0 or 6-1. Beavers came all the way back and tied them in the second, 6-6, but now at 11-6. And Mitchell down at second base. Snyder with a 1-ball, 1-strike count. Save me a tater tot, Stones. Don't eat them all.
I didn't know I had to.
Oh, yes, you do. Those look pretty good. We'll get a review, a culinary review soon. Ground ball foul over by the dugout of the Falcons, so it's 1-2 on Snyder. Second pitcher for the Beavers, Julian Blackwell. 1 ball, 2 strikes. Breaking ball swung on and missed. Got him on strike. Second strikeout of the inning for Blackwell. Brings up Jackson Bates, the DH. Mitchell still out at second base. 3 runs are in. Bates has walked, flied to center, and struck out. 125 coming in. Mitchell leads at second base. Blackwell's pitch is outside for a ball, 1-0. Blackwell in the stretch, checks Mitchell. Breaking ball in there for a strike. 1-1 on Jackson Bates. Kevin Parker on deck. 3 runs in, 3 hits in the inning. That's down low for a ball. 2-1. Two balls, 1 strike. Blackwell coming set. 2-1 pitch. Swing and a foul into the catcher's glove. 2-2. 2 balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs, 1 on. Side corner, 3 runs, 3 hits, 1 left at the end of 4.5. It's the Falcons 11 and the Beavers 6.
Now back to the booth right here on Stones Radio Network.
Bottom of the 5th, Falcons with the 11-6 lead. Dylan Trammell out on the mound. He will face Jonas Diaz, Aiden Imperial, and Darren Eels. Jonas singled and sacrificed fly. He's got an RBI today. Number 32 out of Folsom High. He is a freshman outfielder. He's up here against Trammell for the 3rd time. Inside for a ball, 1-0. In between batters, we will get the Stones McCoy culinary review of the Beaver Snack Bar, run by Liz, as a matter of fact, I found out. Tip of the cap to Liz. 1-0 pitch is down low for a ball, 2-0. Liz running the show down there. So if you come out to Beaver Field, check out a game, make sure you go down, say hey to Liz, and enjoy whatever she has that's a special that day. Today it's tater tots, and they are special. 2-0 pitch. Jonas takes ball 3. 3-0 on Jonas Diaz. Aiden Imperial to follow. Beavers got some ground to make up again as 3 more runs by the Falcons in the top of the 5th made it 11-6. 3-0 coming from Trammell, working from the stretch. That is in there for a strike. 3-1. Looks down at Coach Jay. Coaching at the third base box. 3-1 on Jonas. Hits sharply out towards shortstop. Parker has not been able to make the play. Gets off the bottom of his glove, and Jonas Diaz is going to reach first on an error. That is error number 3 for the Falcons. And here's Aiden Imperial. And when we have a break here, Stones McCoy, check on in here, and it's time to get the review of the snack bar run by Liz.
All right. Well, this snack bar, tasty treat that I just received. Bases loaded. It is tater tots that are really crispy, and that's the key.
Oh,
Crispy
that is
tater
so
tots.
the key.
Absolutely the key. And then you have ranch, barbecue sauce, and bacon bits on top of it.
Man.
Probably the best I've ever had. $5. You have to come down here and have some.
$5, 5 stars.
There you go.
Here's the pitch. It's in there for a strike. Imperial, that is Stones McCoy, our food reviewer here at Stones Radio Networks. He gave himself the job because it's his network. But I think he does a pretty good job at it. Diaz leading off at first base. Imperial takes a strike, so it's 0-1 on Aiden from Bear Creek High School. Trammell delivers. He takes ball outside, 1-1. So say hey to Liz when you go down to the snack bar. I'm eager to see it now. So with the next game, you can't beat the taste, so you can't beat it. Oh, come on, Stones. No, you're not gonna have pizza down there. 2-1. You're dreaming again. That's in the dirt, ball 3. So Stones and Matt, the PA guy, all they do is worry about what's on the menu. Matt hasn't announced a batter in 2.5 innings ever since he got those tater tots. And he got what do they call it? They got the home run ones with the pulled pork and everything. Maybe I shouldn't have had a hot dog before I came. 3-1 pitch coming. That is ball 4. So a promising start to the 5th inning here for the Beavers. They get the error and the walk, and we're going to have a meeting at the mound now by the Falcons. And perhaps a pitching change. We'll be back after this. A score in the top of the 5th. The Falcons lead this one 11-6.
Now back to the booth right here on Stones Radio Network.
So a meeting at the mound resulted in Gregory Ryan being called in from the bullpen. He made it all the way to the mound and then went to the dugout, and that's it. And we still have Dylan Trammell on the mound. So not exactly sure what's going on, but Darren Eels is coming up to the plate with runners at first and second and nobody out here in the 5th. Willie Tatum to follow Darren. So he came all the way out, did Gregory Ryan. And now he is in the dugout. Here's the pitch. Swing and a miss, an off-speed pitch to Darren, who has flied to right and grounded to second. Hit it hard both times, but he is 0 for 2 in this one. Does have a home run and 5 runs batted in for the Beavers this season. They are looking for win number 3 against the Falcons, who are 5-7 themselves. 0-1 coming up to Eels. Now they're going to pick him off at second base, and the throw goes into center field, but unable to advance. Out there is Diaz as he did the head first dive into second base. So Falcons fortunate there that Jonas could not get up and advance as the ball went out into center field. 0-1 still on Darren Eels. And there's one big cloud in the sky, and it's hovering over Beaver Field. Everything else is fine. 0-1 coming to Darren Eels. Now they're going to try pick off again. That time a better throw, but he's back in. You don't see that every day, the throw to second after the throw to second, but that time looked a lot smoother for the Falcons, but back in was Diaz, who was not off that far. Doesn't help that second base is the same color as the infield, and you can't really tell where it is. I'm glad that Jonas can find it. First base is very clean. Third base is a mess. 1 ball, 1 strike. It is foul ball. Eels gave it a ride down the left field line. Coach Day was already waving everybody in, but it was foul. Down count to 1 ball and 2 strikes now. On the shortstop out of Bear Creek, down in Stockton. He's followed by Willie Tatum in the Beavers. Imperials at first, at second is Diaz. Eels hits that one down the left field line again. That one is foul again. Very much the same spot. Maybe not quite as far, but very. The second game of the series now is tomorrow in Fairfield. And the third game still set for Friday right here at Beaver Field at 2 p.m. Eels hits a line drive into left center field. Now, center fielder coming on, making the catch is Meadows. So it stayed up a little bit on Eels. That's what happened to him the first time he hit the line drive to right field. It stayed up. So, again, Darren hits the ball well, comes out with nothing. So with 1 out, here's Willie Tatum, who has reached on an error and grounded to short. He's grounded to short twice. One time they threw him out. One time he got on. So Willie is 0 for 2 with 1 out here in the bottom of the 5th. Imperial at first, Diaz at second. Anthony Packard on deck. Tatum takes a fastball for a strike. The throw back to first base, and Kyla was not really even covering first. It was on a hop. Luckily, I think it was on a hop. It was thrown straight without hitting the ground. It probably would have gone out into right field. But Kyla got over there in time and cut it off. Oh and 1 on Tatum. Vega shadowing the runner at second. His pitch is very high. 1 ball and 1 strike. So Victor Vega playing second base with Tatum at the plate is really close to second base. In effect, holding on Jonas Diaz out there, leaving a big area there at the conventional second base for Willie Tatum to shoot the ball through. Well, it's not really that easy. You say it on TV all the time, well, there's a big hole there. Well, it's not really that easy to take the, well, it's, for stones it is, but not for normal humans to direct that ball through the hole. That would be nice, though. 11-6 Falcons leading. We're in the bottom of the 5th, 2 on and 1 out. And Willie Tatum at the plate. He takes high. 2 balls and 1 strike. Outfield pulled over in left center. Meadows is playing in left center field. There's a big gap in right center. Mitchell has moved over a little bit. Here's the pitch. He pops that one into short left center field. Coming on is Meadows, and he makes the catch, and he's going to be able to throw the runner. No, he doesn't throw the runner at second as the ball gets away. And going from second to third is Diaz. Going to second is Imperial. So Meadows came in, made the catch. He had him picked off at second base. His throw was bad. And moving up is Diaz. Moving up is Imperial. So 2 outs, but now second and third. And here's Anthony Packard. That was a bad read by Diaz, as it looked pretty clear that Meadows was going to be able to come in and make that catch, but he went off an extra couple of steps. And the running throw was too low. The first baseman had come over to back up, so he was in no position to get the throw. And it ends up in being runners advancing for the Beavers, but at the cost of the second out as the sun kind of pokes through here and Packer comes to the plate. 4 runs batted on the season for Anthony. He has a couple out there right now. Swing and a miss, off-speed pitch. 0-1 to Anthony Packard, freshman out of Colfax. Babada to follow. Packard the 8th spot, Babada the 9th spot in the Beavers order. Beavers with 6 hits in this one. Have an error and a walk and 2 flyouts in this inning, and they have runners at second and third. Swing and a miss again. Pretty much the same pitch, and it's 0-2 on Anthony Packard. Dylan Trammell in his 5th inning of work for the Falcons. (0-2) coming up. High fastball. 1-2 on Anthony Packard. Number 12 in the white jersey. The third baseman steps in. Slightly open stance from the right side against the right-hander, Dylan Trammell. Wind blows in. Here's the pitch. Chopped down the third baseline foul. That's another off-speed pitch. At least Anthony got the bat on that time. Spoiled it a little bit, so he's still alive at 1-2. Bottom of the 5th. Falcons lead at 11-6. Beavers with 2 in scoring position, but 2 outs. And Packard with 2 strikes. Trammell checks. Here's the pitch. Fastball high and outside. Dylan Snyder behind the plate for the Falcons. Their infield is Burns at third, Parker at short, Vega at second, and Guyala at first. Mitchell, Meadows, and Larson from right to left in the outfield. 2 balls and 2 strikes on Anthony Packard. Takes it in the dirt. Nice block by Snyder. Probably saved a run right there as it goes to 3-2 on Anthony Packard. Freshman out of Colfax. With a full count here against Trammell. Three-two pitch. Chopped out toward third. Burns has it on a big hop. Goes across the diamond and gets him by a step at first base. So no runs, no hits, 2 left. At the end of 5, it's the Falcons 11, the Beavers 6.
American River College is a top-tier community college sports program that provides student athletes with the opportunity to thrive both athletically and academically. ARC Athletics is currently ranked 5th in the state and 2nd in Northern California. With over 19 sports programs, our athletes compete with the region's best athletes. Our diverse and dedicated coaching staff helps athletes develop the skills necessary to compete at the next level. Start your community college athletics journey with us. American River College, Sacramento's best athletic program. Go Beavers.
Here at Super Taco, we specialize in authentic Mexican food. One of the reasons we are different from other places is that we make everything from scratch. You get a great value when you come here, large portions and quality food. Our most popular dishes are many different kind of tacos. We have giant burritos, different kinds of enchiladas, and the fajita. If you're ready for real Mexican food, stop in at a Super Taco. We'd love to see you.
Now back to the Phantom right here on Stones Radio Network.
Moving along to the top of the 6th out here at Beaver Field, Mark the Phantom Lowe along with Stones McCoy on the Stones Radio Networks presenting Beaver Baseball on American River College Athletics YouTube. And Julian Blackwell out for his 2nd inning of work. He will be facing Kevin Parker, Alex Gaia, and Benny Burns, the last 3 hitters. I'll call it 7, 8, and 9. Let's say last 3 hitters. 7, 8, 9 of the order for the Falcons. Falcons have scored in every inning, 3 in the first, 3 in the second, 1 in the third, 1 in the fourth, and 3 in the fifth. They had the 6-1 lead. It got tied after 2 at 6-6, and they have established another lead and then extended it, and they are up 11-6 here. Looks like Josh Heinkel is warming up in the pen for the Beavers. Make that Christian Lucero. Although I'm sure Josh will probably get up before the end of the game. First pitch is high for a ball. Parker, a sacrifice fly, a walk, and reach on an error. So he is 0 for 1, a run scored and a run batted in. Down in the dirt for a ball. Kevin, a freshman from Berkeley, California. Berkeley High School. I think they used to be the Yellow Jackets. Wonder if they still are. That's a cool name, Yellow Jackets. That's in the dirt again. 3 balls and no strikes. Blackwell, his second pitching appearance of the season. Just went 1 inning in his first one, so he has already gone that 1 inning in this one. Working from the windup. His fastball is outside for a ball 4. So Parker goes down to first base. That'll bring up Alex Gaella. He has popped out twice and sacrificed, so Alex is 0 for 2 in this one.
Number 6, first baseman Alex Gaella.
Comes to us from Dublin High. Left-handed hitter. Let's see if he looks to sacrifice. He does not, as the breaking ball is in there for a strike on 1. On deck, number 9 hitter, it is Benny Burns, who came on in the 4th inning at third base for Trey Trias. Here's the 0-1. That is a little bit high. 1-1. Anthony Packard at third, Darren Eels at short, Ryland Druck out at second, Willie Tatum over at first, Aiden Imperial behind the plate, Babata in left, Odd in center, Diaz in right. 1-1 pitch. Hit up in the air toward left field. It's going to be a foul. Chasing it is Packard, and he runs out of room. So it'll be 1 ball and 2 strikes. As a gust of wind comes through here and rearranges the pages of my very fancy scorebook. It might be fancy, but it can't handle the wind. 1-2 coming up. There goes the runner. The pitch is high. The throw by Imperial on a hop to second base in plenty of time, and they got him. So Parker's thrown out, trying to steal for the first out. And we move to a 2-2 count on Alex Gaella. And here's Blackwell in the windup. Breaking ball misses outside, 3-2. So got a break on the caught stealing there. Now he is 3 balls and 2 strikes on Gaella. That's chopped foul down the first base line. Tatum all over it, but it is considerably foul. So Gallo will have one more chance against Julian Blackwell, who sprinted over to cover first base. As the sun again pokes through after it tricks me by throwing a gust of 35-mile-an-hour wind through the press box. And then the sun comes out very innocently. Blackwell winds and throws 3-2. That's chopped out towards short. Eels comes over, picks it up near second, guns it across, and gets him by a step at first base. So 2 up, 2 down in a fashion as the ground ball short to first for the second out. And here is Benny Burns, the sophomore from Albany, who came on in the 4th inning at third base.
Third baseman Benny Burns.
Left-handed hitter against Blackwell. He hits it sharply right on the ground toward Druck at second base. Gets down on the knee, picks it up, and goes to first base. And it turns out to be a good inning for Julian Blackwell. We'll go to the bottom of the 6th, and the Falcons have an 11-6 lead.
Beat by DJ Stone.
Now, back with the play-by-play right here on Stones Radio Network.
Bottom of the sixth, Falcons lead it 11-6. Gregory Ryan almost came in the bottom of the fifth, but he is here to start off the bottom of the sixth, relieving Dylan Trammell, who went 5 innings, gave up 6 hits and 6 runs. Not all those runs were earned as they made 3 errors behind him, but he will give way to Gregory Ryan, who is making his 6th appearance of the season. He is 0-1 so far on the year. 5 innings. He's given up 5 hits in those 5 innings. Walked 7, struck out 6. So the left-hander, we'll start off with the left-hander Marcus Babada. Hit sharply out towards second base, picked up out there by Vega, and 1 pitch, 1 out as Babada is retired at first. He is now 0 for 2. And that'll bring up the top of the order, Dominic Ott, who has a triple, a 2-run single, and another single. So Dominic is 3 for 3, all those against Dylan Trammell. He came in at 277. First pitch sails high to Dominic. One ball, no strikes on Dominic Ott. That's fouled out of play. So it's 1 ball and 1 strike. So with those 3 hits, Dom has raised his average to .320 on the season, 16 for 50. 2 runs scored, 2 runs driven in today as well for Dominic Ott. Ryan delivers. The big left-hander sails outside. 2-1 on Ott. Beavers, of course, base runners at a premium as they trail it by 5. Ryland Druck, the second baseman, on deck. 1 out here in the 6th against Gregory Ryan. That's high with a fastball, makes it 3 balls and 1 strike on Dominic Ott. Sophomore center fielder out of Wood Creek High in Roseville. .3-1 coming from Ryan. That's down low, ball 4. So Ott reaches base for the 4th time today. This time via the base on balls, and it's Ryland Druck coming to the plate. Grounded out in the first, grounded out in the second, got an RBI both times. And then lined out to left in the 4th on a fine play out there by James Larson in left field, robbing him of a base hit on the sinking line drive. So Ott over at first base, 1 out, and here's Druck. Freshman from Roseville High. Fastball is right in there for a strike, 0-1. So we've discovered Liz down at the snack bar today. Tremendous job out there with the tater tot menu. And she promises more variety. 0-1, he shows the bunt, pulls it back, and it's a call, strike 2. I believe it was called, not swung. Let's see. They're having a little conversation up there. 0-2. Ott leads it first. There's the pitch inside. That's getting away on a wild pitch, and Ott will go down to second base. Evens the count, I believe, at 2-2 on Ryland. He's got Ott out there in scoring position. No, just 1-2, according to the man behind the plate who ought to know. Ryan from the stretch, the 1-2. Ryland chops it foul at the plate, so he stays alive. 2 teams meet again tomorrow in Fairfield. And then on Friday, we will have, hopefully, weather permitting, a rematch here, 2 p.m. first pitch at Beaver Field. And then next week, conference play starts for the Beavers against Modesto. Just one of those games is a home game. That's chopped back up to a nice play by Ryan. He stabs it, throws over to first base to get Druck. Going to third is Ott, but that one might have been up the middle. But Ryan, who's probably about 6'2", reaches the big glove up there and flags it, throws it to first base. So Evan Rice comes up with the runner at third and 2 outs now. He's hit by a pitch, reach on an error, and popped to short. So 0 for 2 for Evan. Said next Thursday will be, it's on March the 2nd, is the only home game of the scheduled 3-game set against Modesto. Momentary timeout. Ryan steps off the rubber. Jonas Diaz to follow if Evan can keep it going here. Be nice for the Beavers to grab at least one here in the bottom of the 6th against Greg Ryan. Freshman at Will C. Wood High School. That's popped up. Oh, it's grounded out. Popped out. Popped off his foot is what I was saying. Thank you, Stones McCoy. Have a way with words. He had a pop-up swing and it ended up on the catcher's foot. 0-1. Here's the pitch to Rice. Watches it outside for a ball, 1-1. Rice. Freshman out of Wood Creek. DHing for the Beavers and Coach Jay today. Slightly open stance from the right side. Left-hander Ryan with a 2-1. Looks good, it was, right in there. Call strike 2. 2 balls, 2 strikes on Evan Rice. Ott coming down the line from third base. 2-2 pitch on the way. Outside, ball 3. Solano 5-7 on the season, coming off 2 straight wins over De Anza, so they're trying to start a winning streak before they go into their conference play. Beavers 2-10, looking to grab a couple to get them ready for next week against Modesto. 3-2 pitch to Rice. Hit high up in the air to the right side, out of play. So we'll do it all again. 3 balls and 2 strikes, and Ott will come down from third. Big day for Dominic. A triple, 2 singles, a couple runs batted in, and a walk. So he's been on base all 4 times. It's like a good leadoff hitter should. Rice waits for the 3-2. Popped up. Short center field. Meadows comes on. Calls for it. Makes the catch for the 3rd out. So, no runs, no hits, 1 left. At the end of 6, we go to the top of the 7th. Solano leads this one 11-6.
Now back to the Phantom right here on Stones Radio Network.
Top of the order in the top of the 7th against Julian Blackwell, Meadows, Larson, and Vega. Before we get started on that, Stones McCoy, I need to ask you, it's already the 7th inning. What's the canine count today?
Canine count today is pretty high. We've got about 7, 8 dogs here, some labs, some corgis. We got all kinds of stuff going on.
Beautiful. Thank you, Stones McCoy. Got to get the canine count in. First pitch to Meadows is a ball. Miles singled, walked, grounded out, and walked again. So he is 1 for 2, has an RBI, and has scored 2 runs. Bringing the canines out to Beaver Field. That's hit on the ground towards second base. Druck comes in on it, picks it up over to first, and gets Meadows by a step and a half. So Miles is retired 4-3, 1 out, and here's James Larson, the left fielder.
Number 14.
Sammy, the lab, was out here, right? Yes, you always got to see Sammy. Shows bunt, bunts it down the first base line. Tatum is going to, I thought it was a foul ball. Let's see. They're going to call him out. I thought that ball was definitely foul, but called fair by the home plate umpire, so he knows what he's talking about. Larson squared the bunt, and the ball came right at him, and he bunted it in self-defense, and Tatum makes the play unassisted. 2 outs, and here's Victor Vega. Sacrifice, reached on an error, grounded out, and singled, so Victor is 1 for 3, has scored a run in this one. Right-hand hitting second baseman against Blackwell, and that one is in there for a strike, 0-1. Blackwell working his 3rd inning. Remember, he's only pitched 1 inning all season, and that was against Butte as he came in a mop-up situation. Look out for that one. That is high and inside, so it's 1-1. It's a couple of those K9s that Stone's counting right there. Just your regular black dog. I love it, as LZ calls him, black dog. 1-1 in the dirt ball, 2. 2-1. Actually, we got a nice infant count out here, too, today. It's a little chilly. But there's, they got the stocking caps and everything on. They're looking okay. 2-1 pitch high and inside, ball 3. 3 balls, 1 strike. That is ball 4. So Vega gets a base on balls. He's down at first base, and here's Ryan Mitchell, who is having himself quite an afternoon. He had a 2-run double in the first. He had a double in the second that drove in a run. He had a single in the 4th, and he had an RBI single in the 5th. So he's 4 for 4. He scored 3 times and driven in 4. Vega leads at first the pitch. Mitchell hits it high up in the air, left center field. Coming on is Dominic Ott, and they finally got him out. A line drive to center field. No runs, no hits, 1 left. We go to the bottom of the 7th inning. It's 11 for the Falcons and 6 for the Beavers.
Oh, I love baking. I've been doing it my whole life. Grateful Bread was started because I needed the job. Personally, it was the most rewarding part about eating it. It always used to seem like bread was just an afterthought, and which was always kind of disappointing. But now, as not only people, foodies and people eating, they're expecting better quality, and people notice it, they can see it.
Here at Super Taco, we specialize in authentic Mexican food. One of the reasons we are different from other places is that we make everything from scratch. You get a great value when you come here, large portions and quality food. Our most popular dishes are many different kind of tacos. We have giant burritos, different kinds of enchiladas, and the fajita. If you're ready for real Mexican food, stop in at a Super Taco. We love to see you.
Now back to the booth right here on Stones Radio Networks.
Bottom of the 7th, Greg Ryan out on the mound, or Gregory Ryan, if you will, out on the mound for his 2nd inning of work against the Beavers. And AR will send up Jonas Diaz, Aiden Imperial, and Darren Eels, the first 3 hitters, 4, 5, and 6, as they trail it 11-6, and we're getting late in this one. In the bottom of the 7th, Julian Blackwell just finished his 3rd inning of work for the Beavers, which is amazing considering he's pitched 1 inning all season, and I don't think he was really a pitcher. He just came on and was so impressive against Butte in that 1 inning that Coach Jay ran him out here today. Had some hiccups in his first inning, but his last 2 have been really nice. He's kept the Beavers close, and here is Jonas Diaz, who singled, sacrificed fly, and reached on an error, so he's 1 for 2 with an RBI. Takes outside for a ball from Gregory Ryan. Second pitcher of the day for Solano, a freshman from Wilsey Wood High School. I believe that's in Vacaville. Swing. Freshman from Folsom, freshman outfielder, out there in right field for the Beavers today. 1-1 coming up from Ryan. Inside and low, 2-1. Imperial to follow, and then Darren Eels, 4, 5, and 6 for the Beavers. Here's Ryan's 2-1 pitch. Line down the right field line, but it's foul, so it's 2-2. A couple of thank yous. As always, we thank you for checking us out on American River College Athletics on YouTube or Stones Radio Network's YouTube. And another belated thanks to all those who supported ARC student athletes by attending the Alumni Association Crab Feed this past Saturday. A good time was had by all and good money raised by all as well. 2-2 coming up to Diaz. Popped out of play again by Jonas. So it stays at 2-2. Falcons had 3 in the first, 3 in the second, 1 in the third, 1 in the fourth, 3 in the fifth, and then have been blanked in the sixth and seventh. 1 in the first, 5 in the second for the Beavers, but they've been blanked the last 4 innings. Breaking ball, call, strike 3 inside corner. And Diaz is out on strikes. And here is Aiden Imperial, who is popped to short, grounded to third, and walked. So Aiden is 0 for 2 today. Came in at 320 with 5 runs batted in for the Beavers. Trying to get something started against Gregory Ryan and the Falcons here. As time is getting short, he takes that one down low for a ball, 1-0. Diaz really frozen by a good breaking pitch from Ryan right there. 1 ball, no strikes. That one's right down the middle. Evens the count, 1-1 on the catcher out of Bear Creek High in Stockton. Same high school as the on-deck hitter, Darren Eels. One pitch. Inside enough that it hit him. So Imperial, again, a quote-unquote free pass as that was it didn't look free once it hit him. He's down to first base. And here's Darren Eels, who's hit the ball well all 3 times. Fly ball to right was a nice running catch by Mitchell, then a sharp grounder to second and a line drive to center field. So he is 0 for 3. Home run and 5 runs batted in for Darren. Put one down in the corner last at bat, but it was foul. So Imperial is over at first base with 1 out. Eels takes in the dirt for a ball, 1-0. Good game behind the plate for Dylan Snyder, who's saved a lot of balls from going back to that backstop. Willie Tatum to follow Darren Eels. Imperial gets his lead off at first. Wind still blowing from left to right. That's a line drive to right field. That is caught out there by Mitchell. Stayed up for Darren Eels, who's hit the ball hard 4 times now and has nothing to show for it. 2 outs, and that'll bring up Willie Tatum.
First baseman Willie Tatum.
Thought Eels might have picked a good spot down there on the right field line, but it stayed up just enough. That wind holding his line drives up a little bit instead of knocking him down like it's supposed to. And here's Tatum. Reached on an air, grounded a short fly to center. Takes the first pitch in there for a strike from Gregory Ryan. 0-1. Anthony Packard to follow. If Tatum can keep the inning going for ARC. Imperial leads at first. Tatum takes outside for a ball. Evens the count, 1 ball, 1 strike. Bottom of the 7th, 2 outs. Throw over to first base and coming back head first is Aiden Imperial. He is judged safe by the base umpire, so he'll be allowed to stay there. Ryan, second pitcher for the Falcons. Here's the pitch. Tatum takes outside again, 2-1. Anthony Packard on deck, eager to get a chance in this inning as Imperial leads off at first. Tatum takes high for a ball, 3-1. 3 balls, 1 strike on Willie Tatum, the sophomore from Grant High. Looks down at Coach Jay to get the instructions. For the 3-1 pitch, as there's activity in the bullpen for the Falcons. 3-1 coming up. And is down low, ball 4. So going down to second, Imperial. Tatum is on for the second time today. He gets the base on balls, and here's Anthony Packard. Single, fly to center, grounded to third for Anthony.
For the Beavers, number 12, third baseman, Anthony Packard.
First time against Gregory Ryan for Anthony Packard. Singled back in the second, scored a run in that 5-run second. Flied to center in the third, then grounded out in the fifth. Imperial at second, Tatum over at first. Ryan stretches and looks at second. Packard takes outside corner, call strike. 0-1 on Anthony. Marcus Babata, the number 9 hitter, waits on deck. Slightly open stance for Anthony Packard. Takes a fastball again right in there for strike 2. So quickly 0-2. Last time Packard faced Dylan Trammell, he threw a bunch of off-speed stuff, and this time Ryan came with the fastball both times, and he is quickly ahead 0-2. Imperial gets his lead off second. Nobody really keeping him close back there. 0-2 pitch. Packard takes call, strike 3, inside corner. No runs, no hits, 2 left. At the end of 7, it's Solano 11, American River 6.
American River College is a top-tier community college sports program that provides student athletes with the opportunity to thrive both athletically and academically. ARC Athletics is currently ranked 5th in the state and 2nd in Northern California. With over 19 sports programs, our athletes compete with the region's best athletes. Our diverse and dedicated coaching staff helps athletes develop the skills necessary to compete at the next level. Start your community college athletics journey with us. American River College, Sacramento's best athletic program. Go Beavers.
Here at Super Taco, we specialize in authentic Mexican food. One of the reasons we are different from other places is that we make everything from scratch. You get a great value when you come here, large portions and quality food. Our most popular dishes are many different kind of tacos. We have giant burritos, different kinds of enchiladas, and the fajita. If you're ready for real Mexican food, stop in at a Super Taco. We love to see you.
I love baking. I've been doing it my whole life. Grateful Bread was started because I needed the job. Personally, the most rewarding part is about eating it. It always used to seem like bread was just an afterthought, and which was always kind of disappointing. But now, as not only people, foodies and people eating, they're expecting better quality, and people notice it, they can see it.
You're listening to coverage of ARC Athletics on Stones Radio Networks.
And we are at Beaver Field here. 11-6, Solano leads it. We're in the top of the 8th. Julian Blackwell still on the mound. He'll face Dylan Snyder, and then Jackson Bates and Kevin Parker. Starts off Snyder with a fastball outside for a ball, 1-0. Snyder with a hit by pitch, couple singles and a strikeout. Pops that one over to right field. He thought it was foul. Everybody's chasing it, and it is out of here. He hit it. He didn't even thought he hit it fair. He didn't even run. And Diaz chases it in right field, and it's over the fence at the 340 mark. I don't know that I've ever seen an excuse me home run, but I think that's what I just saw. Amazing. Got it up. It is blowing from left to right, but I've never seen a hitter hit the ball and not have any idea where it was and have it be that far down the right field line. So a high, towering drive, a home run for Snyder. It's 12-6, and here's Jackson Bates. One 1-0 on Bates, who's walked, flied out, and struck out twice, so he is 0 for 3. Blackwell's next pitch, breaking ball swung on a miss, 1-1. 1-1 pitch is outside and low, 2-1. Still trying to recover from. Looks like number 11, Cooper Hack, is warming up in the bullpen for the Falcons. I'm still mesmerized by that home run. 2-1 pitch, swung and a miss. He hit it. He looked like he thought it was a foul ball back to the left side. And he looked up and he saw the right fielder running after it and said, oh, maybe I better run, and it was a home run. It was pretty accurate right there. That's in the dirt. 3-2. No, it was not. It was over the fence. But I think Jonas Dias, the right fielder, is the only guy who knew where the ball was in the whole park. Amazing. Breaking ball just misses. And Bates gets the base on balls. And Kevin Parker coming to the plate. The shortstop had a sacrifice fly, a walk, reached on an error, and walked again. Freshman out of Berkeley High. 3:02 coming in, and now we're going to have a meeting at the mound as Blackwell working in his fourth inning. We'll step away for just a second. We are in the top of the eighth of this one. Solano 12, AR 6.
Beat by DJ Stones.
Now back to the Phantom right here on Stones Radio Network.
Pitching change, Christian Lucero comes in, the sophomore out of River City, to relieve Julian Blackwell, who went 3+ innings, gave up 4 hits and 4 runs. And he is responsible for Jackson Bates down on first base. First pitch to Parker's inside. Gets away from Imperial a little bit, but Bates does not advance. So Lucero, the third pitcher of the day for the Beavers. His next pitch is in there to Parker for a strike. Christian making his 7th appearance of the season. He is 1-0, 10 1/3 innings, 14 hits. That next pitch is a ball. 5.23 ERA. He's got a runner at first. Nobody out here in the 8th. That's high for a ball. Three and 1. Alex Gayala on deck. 3-1 pitch. Little high, ball 4. So back-to-back walks, puts runners at first and second. Still nobody out, and Gayala comes to the plate. He is popped out to second twice, grounded to short and sacrifice. So 0 for 3 for Alex in this one. Came in at 333. Benny Burns on deck, the number 9 hitter. Tatum playing in front of the runner at first. Packard the same at third. First pitch just misses the outside corner for a ball, 1-0. Dylan Snyder led out the inning with a home run, his second of the season. He now has 15 runs batted in. That's big chopper out towards second. Druck's got to back up on it. He's going to have to hurry to go to first, and he got him by a step. Nice play by Ryland Druck. Moving over, Bates to third and Parker to second. Gal is retired. And here's Benny Burns, the third baseman, came on in the fourth inning in relief of Trey Treyaz.
Number 9, third baseman Benny Burns.
Burns has struck out and grounded out, so he is 0 for 2 in his 2 appearances. He's got runners at second and third and 1 out here in the 8th. That's fouled out of play to our left, and it really is. It's not a home run. It's fouled out of play. 0-1. Miles Meadows, leadoff hitter on deck. Beavers with the infield in, just 1 out, and runners at second and third. High fly ball left field, coming in is Barbata, and he can't make the play. It's a base hit. He tries to throw him out at home, and he can't. So that ball just took a dive in front of Marcus Barbata, so it's an RBI single for Burns. Scoring is Bates. Parker goes over to third. And it's 13-6 in favor of the Beavers. And here is Miles Meadows. So Burns gets the RBI single on a ball that I thought was going to reach out to Barbata when he first hit it. And then Marcus just kept coming in and coming in and coming in. Bates scores. Parker at third. Burns at first. And here's Meadows. Breaking ball in there for a strike. Miles is singled, walked, grounded to third, walked again, and grounded to second. He has a couple of runs scored. He has driven one in and has a couple of stolen bases as well in this one. Swing and a miss. 0-2. The first one kind of floated in on him, so he wanted to chase that one. That floated out, but Miles had already committed, so it's 0-2 on Meadows. 0-2 pitch from Lucero. Popped up right side. Foul territory. Willie Tatum has a beat on it. Makes the catch, immediately comes back in to keep that runner at third. And Meadows pops out to the first baseman for the second out of the inning, and that'll bring up James Larson, who's reached on an error, walked, grounded to third, singled, and grounded out again. Scored 3 times in this game, has driven in 1. He is 1 for 4. Left-hand hitting left fielder. Burns at first. Over at third is Kevin Parker. 2 runs in. It's 13-6 in favor of the Falcons. First pitch is on the outside corner at the knees for a strike. Kevin Parker bluffing down the line at third, but Lucero ignored him that time and delivered the strike to Larson. That one's chopped foul by Larson, so it's 0-2. No balls, 2 strikes. Lucero comes set. Runner at first leads off. Here's the pitch. Popped up left side. Barbata's got to come in and still got to come in, and makes the running catch for the third out. 2 runs, 2 hits, and 2 left on at the end of 7.5. It's the Falcons 13 and the Beavers 6.
American River College is a top-tier community college sports program that provides student-athletes with the opportunity to thrive both athletically and academically. ARC Athletics is currently ranked 5th in the state and 2nd in Northern California. With over 19 sports programs, our athletes compete with the region's best athletes. Our diverse and dedicated coaching staff helps athletes develop the skills necessary to compete at the next level. Start your community college athletics journey with us. American River College, Sacramento's best athletic program. Go Beavers.
Here at Super Taco, we specialize in authentic Mexican food. One of the reasons we are different from other places is that we make everything from scratch. You get a great value when you come here, large portions and quality food. Our most popular dishes are many different kind of tacos. We have giant burritos, different kinds of enchiladas, and the fajita. If you're ready for real Mexican food, stop in at a Super Taco. We'd love to see you.
Oh, I love baking. I've been doing it my whole life. Grateful Bread was started because I needed a job. personally, the most rewarding part about eating it. It always used to seem like bread was just an afterthought, and which was always kind of disappointing. But now, as not only people, foodies and people eating, they're expecting better quality, and people notice it, they can see it.
Now back to the Phantom right here on Stones Radio Networks.
Cooper Hack, the new pitcher for Solano, relieving Gregory Ryan, who went 2 innings, gave up nothing, no hits, no runs, walked 3, struck out 2. Hack is making his 5th appearance of the season. He is 1-1 with a 5.40 ERA. He'll face Marcus Babada, and then the top of the order, Dominic Ott and Ryland Druck for the Beavers, who are in the bottom of the 8th, so time obviously running out. They trail it 13-6. As the Falcons scored 3 in the first, 3 in the second, 1 in the third, 1 in the fourth, 3 in the fifth, and then 2 in the 8th. 1 on the Snyder home run. And here's Babada. Sacrifice, got a single in the second inning, struck out in the fourth, and grounded out in the 6th. Burns in on the grass at third base for Babada as Cooper Hack is ready to deliver his first pitch of the game. It is a fastball. It is a cold strike, so it's 0-1. Hack out of Wyoming. 0-1 to Babada. Fastball in there, call strike 2. Trammell started with the first 5, then Gregory Ryan the next 2, and here is Cooper Hack. Activity in the Falcon pen as well. That is a fastball outside. That is Jackson Bates, the current DH, loosening up out there. So 1-2 on Babada. That's in the dirt. 2-2 on Marcus. He had a beautiful sacrifice bunt that he beat out back in the 5-run second. Since then, the Beavers have not scored, being blanked over the next 5 innings. And starting off the bottom of the 8th there. 2-2 pitch from Hack. Swing and a miss. Got him on strikes for the first out of the inning. And that will bring up Dominic Ott, who has tripled, singled, and walked. So he is 3 for 3 in this one. He's scored twice. He's driven in 2. Has a couple of stolen bases as well in this one. It does Dominic. Up here, though, against Cooper Hack. Works from the stretch. That's a breaking ball down low for a ball. Bounces in front of catcher Dylan Snyder. 1 ball and no strikes on Ott. Came in at 277. Has raised that to 320. Has a couple of runs batted in, so that gives him 6 on the season. Ryland Druck to follow here. That's in the dirt. 2-0. Two balls and no strikes. Falcons looking to go to 6-7 on the season ahead of tomorrow's matchup. Second game moved from Thursday to tomorrow. Weather reasons. 2-0 pitch. Dominic chops it down to third base. Burns has it on a big hop across the diamond and gets him by a step at first base. So Ott is out for the first time today. 5-3, 2 outs, and here's Ryland Druck, who was grounded out twice. Both times he got an RBI in the first and second innings. Then he lined out to left and grounded back to the pitcher. So he is 0 for 4 with 2 runs batted in. As Ott runs across the diamond back to the dugout after the second out. And here's Druck, the freshman out of Roseville, playing at second base for ARC today. Hack's first pitch is a fastball poured in there for a strike, 0-1. Trammell started, went 5 innings, then Ryan for 2. Beavers haven't had a hit since the 4th inning. That was an Ott single. Breaking ball catches the inside corner. 0-2. Good pitch from Cooper Hack. He is quickly ahead of Ryland Druck. Beavers had 2 hits in the first inning, 3 hits in the second, then 1 in the fourth, and haven't had one since. 0-2 coming from Cooper Hack. Swing and a miss. He got him on strikes. 1, 2, 3 for the Beavers in the 8th. We go to the 9th. It's the Falcons 13 and the Beavers 6.
I love baking. I've been doing it my whole life. Grateful Bread was started because I needed the job. Personally, the most rewarding part is about eating it. It always used to seem like bread was just an afterthought, and which was always kind of disappointing. But now, as not only people, foodies and people eating, they're expecting better quality, and people notice it, they can see it.
Here at Super Taco, we specialize in authentic Mexican food. One of the reasons we are different from other places is that we make everything from scratch. You get a great value when you come here, large portions and quality food. Our most popular dishes are many different kind of tacos. We have giant burritos, different kinds of enchiladas, and the fajita. If you're ready for real Mexican food, stop in at a Super Taco. We'd love to see you.
Now back to the booth right here on Stones Radio Networks.
Moving to the top of the 9th here at Beaver Field. Mark the Phantom Low and Stones McCoy bringing you this one on American River College Athletics YouTube page. Also Stones Radio Networks YouTube. Victor Vega, Ryan Mitchell, Dylan Snyder, the first 3 against Christian Lucero here in the top of the 9th. Falcons have scored in every inning but 2, the 6th and the 7th. And they lead at 13-6, and here's Vega. First pitch is down low for a ball. Victor sacrificed, reach on an error, grounded out, singled, and then walked. 1-0 pitch from Lucero. Chopped out to the right of second. Druck has it. He's going to have to make a good throw, and he's got him at first base. Nice play, Ryland Druck. And Vega is retired 4-3 for the first down of the inning. And here's Ryan Mitchell. 2 doubles, 2 singles, 3 runs scored, 4 driven in for Mitchell, and he's also had a fly out to center field, so he is 4 for 5 in this one. Came in at 300. First pitch from Lucero is in there for a strike 0-1. Christian came on after Jake Moreau went the first 4, then Julian Blackwell went 3. Started the 8th inning. Lucero came in for him. His sails breaking ball in there for a strike 0-2. Came in the 8th inning. Closed it up for the Beavers, and now he is out here to take on the 9th. He has 1 out. Line drive into center field for a base hit. So Mitchell, 5th hit of the game. You don't see that all the time. And he is 5 for 6, and here is Dylan Snyder, who was hit by a pitch in the first and singled in the second. Singled again in the fourth, struck out in the 5th, and then hit a home run down the right field line in the 8th, where he was the most surprised guy in the ballpark. Left-hand hitting Snyder against the right-hander Christian Lucero. And that is a little bit outside and low for a ball, 1-0. Dylan, a freshman out of Napa. Don't know. They used to be the Indians back in the day when we played them all the time. Takes that one on the outside corner. I don't imagine they're the Indians now, but I don't know what their new name is. I think it's the Napa Sommeliers, as I'm giving, to the wine country and everything. Chopped out towards second. Druck again. This time he's going to have to go to first. Unhands it over to Willie Tatum and gets him by a step. Nice play by Dylan Druck to retire Snyder. Going to second is Ryan Mitchell. And Jackson Bates will be the next hitter. I guess sommeliers for high school is probably not a good look. I don't know. Maybe. Why not? Bates has walked, flied out, struck out twice, and then walked again. So he is 0 for 3 in this one. The Napa Grapes is a good one, Stones. That's great. Strike. Maybe the Vineyards or the Vines. I don't know. Napa Grapes doesn't sound. Okay. Let's just. I don't know. Sales went in there, called strike 2 on Jackson Bates. I was going to say, I made fun of grapes. I got nothing better except for the sommeliers, and I don't think they're going to go with that. Although that's a pretty good name. Hello, monsieur. 0-2. No, they're not playing in France. Swing and a miss. He got Bates on strike. So no runs, a hit, 1 left. We go to the bottom of the 9th. It's Falcons 13, Beavers 6.
Get up! I'm just a rider. I'm just a rider.
Now back to the Phantom right here on Stones Radio Network.
Bottom of the 9th, Cooper Hack on the mound for his second inning of work for the Falcons. And it'll be Evan Rice, Jonas Diaz, and Aiden Imperial, 3, 4, and 5 for the Beavers to try to put a dent in this 7-run margin. Rice has been hit by a pitch, reached on an error, and flied out twice. First pitch is lined into center field. Is it going to stay up? Yes, it does. Miles Meadows comes in and makes the catch on a well-hit line drive by Evan Rice for the first out.
Now batting for the Beavers, number 32, right fielder Jonas.
Here's Jonas Diaz. He singled, hit a sacrifice fly, reached on an error, and then struck out. So he is 1 for 3. Has an RBI in this one. Up here with 1 out in the 9th. That's down low for a ball from Hack. 1 ball, no strikes on Jonas Diaz. Aiden Imperial to follow here in the 9th. Jonas out of Folsom High is a freshman outfielder playing in right field today. Takes inside with a fastball from Hack. 2-0. Hack, the third pitcher for the Falcons. 2-0 pitch is inside and low, ball 3. Beavers also with 3, Morrell, Blackwell, and then Lucero. Three 3-0 on Jonas. Hack's delivery inside, and now has a very low pressure, low stress walk on 4 pitches. He's down at first base, and Aiden Imperial is scheduled to be the hitter, but it's going to be Duncan Hansen coming in.
Please, now batting for the Beavers, number 24, Duncan Hansen.
So Hansen is in there, batting for Aiden Imperial. Hansen, a catcher, freshman, comes up here with the runners first and 1 out. Darren Eels on deck. Takes right in there for a strike, does Duncan Hansen, 0-1. Diaz leads at first, 0-1 coming up to Hansen. Lines it into center field. Meadows comes in, still coming in, and he'll make the catch on the run for the second out and the second time this inning that Meadows has made basically the same play as Hansen hit the ball well, but Miles comes in and makes that catch. 2 outs now, and Darren Eels comes to the plate. 4 times he's hit the ball well, 4 times he's been retired. Fly outs to center, 2 to right, and a sharp grounder to second base for Darren. Takes a high fastball, 1-0 on Darren Eels. If he can keep the 9th inning going, Willie Tatum will be on deck, or will be next. He is on deck now. 1-0 on Darren. Takes a fastball in there for a strike. Reminder, game 2 of the series tomorrow down in Fairfield. And then Friday, weather permitting, we're back here at Beaver Field at 2 p.m. first pitch to wrap up this series against the Falcons. And then next week, it's Big 8 conference play with one home game on Thursday against Modesto. Look out. Inside for a ball, 2-1. Two balls, 1 strike on Darren Eels. Freshman shortstop out of Bear Creek High in Stockton. Right-hander against the right-hander, Cooper Hack. Fastball outside for a ball. 3-1. Cooper Hack from NCHS in Wyoming. NCHS, no, that is not Mark Harmon, and that's NCIS. We're older people, so that's what we thought of. 3-1 pitches popped up on the infield. Second baseman Vega is calling for it. He'll make the catch for the 3rd out, and that is the ball game. So your final score is Solano College 13, American River College 6. The Falcons take the first of a 3-game series with games tomorrow and Friday to wrap it up. We are back here on Friday, 2 p.m., as we will bring you the 3rd game of the series. And then again, next week, we've got baseball and we've got softball. That'll be a week from Saturday against Sierra. So a lot coming up on the Stones Radio Networks. We thank you for joining us again. Final score is American River 6 and Solano 13. Thanks for watching. We'll talk to you next time.